The following is a presentation of Power 107.5 Sports.
Last Friday night, the Albertville Aggies finally snapped that long losing streak with one of their biggest wins in a long time. Tonight, the Aggies have the night off. So, Power 107.5 is traveling to Collinsville to bring you a big region game between Geraldine and Collinsville. Coming up next, we'll talk Geraldine football here on Power 107.5.
You can buy for less.
Hey folks, Randy Ball here at Gilbert Ball Ford in Albertville. At Gilbert Ball Ford, our customer service is top priority. Our priority is to serve our customers and our communities. We'll appreciate having you as our customer and look forward to serving you again. Come see the difference at Gilbert Ball Ford in Albertville. And remember, folks, if you don't come see us, I can't save you any money. And visit our website at gilbertballford.com.
You can buy for less. You can buy for less.
It's football time in Alabama. The players are hitting the field, the cheerleaders are firing up the crowd, the drum major is striking up the band, and we all stand for the national anthem. This is Congressman Robert Adderholt. While you cheer your favorite team this season, I'll be on President Trump's team shaking things up in Washington. When we stand on conservative principles, it's a win for everyone. I'm Robert Adderholt, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Adderholt for Congress.
The Aggies have the night off, but not the Power Football broadcast team. We're on the road to Collinsville to give you Bulldog and Panther football. It's Geraldine and Collinsville football. Hello, everyone. Barry Galloway back with you again on another Football Friday night. Coming up next, our partners will be joining me, John Gladden and Keith Ball. Chris Jenkins has the night off here on Power 107.5. Big region game coming up tonight. Geraldine, they're 4-1 overall. Collinsville's 4-1. Collinsville's loss, though, is a region loss. They lost to 58-22 in week 2. Geraldine, they're unbeaten in the region. You've got 5, they're 3-0. Geraldine's 3-0 in the region. Collinsville, it's a big game, almost a must-win to stay alive, to have at least a number 1 or 2 seed chance in the playoffs. Coming up next, we'll talk more about other teams around the area. We'll talk more about Geraldine Collinsville next here on Power 107.5.
At Liberty Bank, we value our local schools and are proud to support all of our teams because this is our community too. To everyone who puts in the long hours of practice to help our kids win in life and on the field, we salute you. Whether you're coach from the sidelines, sell concessions, or score touchdowns, the Liberty Bank team is cheering for you. So from our team to yours, let's make it a great season. Liberty Bank. Local bankers serving local customers since 1971.
The town of Geraldine is happy to support the Geraldine Bulldogs. On behalf of Mayor Chuck Abels, council members Melissa Gilbert, Mark Hale, Larry Lingerfeld, Stanley Brooks, Tony Taylor, Sean Roger, Police Chief Heath Albright, and all the employees of the town of Geraldine, we wish the Bulldogs continued success. We are proud of all our teams, our cheerleaders, our band, and all the school personnel for their hard work to provide our community with citizens capable of leading us to be an even greater society for many generations. Go Bulldogs!
Keelan, Colton, and John of Scrap Dogs Recycling supports the Geraldine Bulldogs. If you have any type of scrap metal to sell, including aluminum cans, bring it to Scrap Dogs Recycling, Highway 75 between Geraldine and Fife. They buy all types of scrap metal. They provide roll-off services and have 20, 30, and 40-yard containers. Keelan, Colton, and John of Scrap Dogs Recycling on Highway 75 between Geraldine and Fife appreciate your business. Go Dogs!
This is the DeKalb County Sheriff Nick Weldon. At the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office, we truly believe in the concept of public service. My deputies and I will always strive to be fair and just and treat every person the same. We pledge to develop a partnership with the community to improve the safety for each citizen and give them a positive experience with our office. Our goal at the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office is to protect you, your family, and your property. God bless.
We're still about 25 minutes away from Geraldine Collinsville football. Should be a great game. We covered the game last year at Geraldine. Geraldine pulled away and won the game last year, 41-27. Both teams are 4-1 coming into tonight. Geraldine, they lost last week to Boaz 20-0. That's their only loss. At least it wasn't a region loss, though. Here's how Geraldine's season's gone so far. In week 1, they beat Sardis 41-14. In week 2, Geraldine over Asbury 62-6. In the third week, kind of a revenge game, Geraldine beat Sylvania 64-21. In week 4, Geraldine over Holly Pond 45-6. And then last week, non-region game, Geraldine losing 20-0. At Collinsville, they're 4-1. Their only loss was in week 2, a big region loss to 5, 58-22. Now they kicked off the season with a 53-6 win over Cedar Bluff. In week 3, Collinsville beat Whitesburg Christian 24-21. And then in week 4, Collinsville beat Asbury 43-19. Then last week, Collinsville easy win over Sandrock 63-18. Geraldine needs this win to keep their playoff hopes alive as far as hosting a playoff game in week 1. Other region games to play for the two teams. Geraldine plays Brindley Mountain next week at home. Then they'll play at Whitesburg Christian. Then they'll wrap up region play with a big game against Fife. And then they'll finish the season with a non-region game against Douglas. Collinsville, they're going to be home against Sylvania next week. Then they'll travel to Brindley Mountain. Then they'll wrap up region play at home against Holly Pond. Then wrap up the regular season at Valley Head. So Collinsville at the moment with a good chance to make the playoffs. It all depends on the next few weeks whether they'll have a home playoff game or not. In the region, Geraldine and Fife are both 3-0. Collinsville and Holly Pond are 2-1. Sylvania and Whitesburg Christian are 1-2, and Asbury and Brindley Mountain are 0-3. Now, those two will play tonight. Brindley Mountain playing at Asbury, so one of the two will have to get a win. Fife plays at Sylvania later tonight, and Holly Pond plays at Whitesburg Christian. Other games of interest around the area: Sardis plays at Boaz, Arab at Douglas, Gunnersville plays at Grissom, and Fife plays at Sylvania. Coming up next, we'll go live to the field and bring you Geraldine Collinsville football next here on Power 107.5.
The Furniture Shop Lazy Boy Comfort Studio in Albertville and Henniger is offering you low prices on all Lazy Boy furniture. Their showroom is filled with spectacular selection of recliners, sofas, entire room groups, and much more. Lazy Boy is designed to fill your home with quality crafted furniture with exclusive features for feel-good comfort that's built to last. Come on in now and save at the Furniture Shop Lazy Boy Comfort Studio on Highway 431 in Albertville and Highway 75 in Henniger.
For 73 years, Wilkes Tire and Battery Service has been the place to take your vehicle for service you can trust. Our family takes pride in carrying on the tradition of providing great service, working with integrity, and giving back to the community. For tires, batteries, auto services, and more, choose the people you can trust. With 12 locations to serve you, including Albertville, Gunnersville, and Gadsden, at Wilkes Tire and Battery Service, we get you started and keep you going.
Albertville Discount Pharmacy has been providing prescription and healthcare needs to the Sand Mountain area for over 30 years. With 3 pharmacists, Amy Honey, Brett Hogan, and Eddie Campbell, you will feel the confidence their staff provides. They want to be your pharmacy. Phone 256-878-1515 or come by Albertville Discount Pharmacy, your hometown pharmacy at 422 North Broad Street in Albertville.
And welcome to Collinsville. High school football on the air. Nope, not Albertville. They got the night off tonight. They got to celebrate that week after the big win. But we're going to be back with the Aggies next week. Barry Galloway, John Gladden, Keith Ball, Chris Jenkins has the night off. He's up in the Smoky Mountains. And we're talking the Cap County football. Keith Ball, there's this growing up in Crossville, playing at Crossville, there's something about when you play a Collinsville or you play a Geraldine, you know you've got some good football coming or basketball coming. Just some next-door neighbors, people you know. We talked to Coach Willingham before the game. We talked to Coach Davis. This is just a bunch of folks coming together just to have a good time tonight.
And usually it's some hard-nosed, gritty ball, whether it's football or basketball. You've got two communities that are really going to get after each other. They know each other. Earlier when I was going down to talk to Coach Davis, you got Jordan Langford. He's hurt. And then we learned about a young man who plays for Collinsville. His last name is Bean.
Yes.
Kyler Bean.
Wow.
Big time. He's a junior linebacker. Glad he's only a junior because it looks like he's going to miss the rest of the year with a knee injury. But he and Jordan know each other, and they were talking back and forth before the ball game. So you've got these two communities. Guys know each other and probably pretty good friends. And then you get out here on a Friday night, you're going to try to kill each other for about 60 minutes, and then you'll be buddies again tomorrow morning.
We watched Collinsville at Geraldine last year. Had a chance to do the game on the same night without the Aggies being off. Good ball game. A few mistakes here and there. Collinsville, Geraldine pulled away at the end, went on to win the game. Tonight, we've got the same two teams. So we had the chance of following Geraldine again last year. And unfortunately, the Aggies were not making the playoffs. We follow somebody. We've chose the Bulldogs. I'm glad we have, because we've seen some of the best playoff football in the past, I guess, 3 years I've ever seen.
Yeah, and we've got to know some of those guys. I was looking at the roster in pregame, and I was able to highlight some names that I just remembered over the last couple of years. Several of these kids, we've been watching them since they were in 9th grade, and they're seniors this year, and you know their names. And this Geraldine group, man, Coach Davis has done a fantastic job building this program up. He's got some solid football players. They got a lot of guys that are just football players. You know, they're really gritty. They get after it. They get after you up front, man. And John's going to talk a little more about kind of the difference between Collinsville and Geraldine tonight. But on Geraldine's side, Geraldine offensively and defensively on the lines, they really get after you. They play very physical. And, you know, before they lost Jordan Langford last couple of years, they had that power run game, man. They would absolutely hit you in the mouth and get after you. I think they do it a little bit different this year. They're having to with John Beck Wade playing quarterback, and he's also going to run the ball a ton. And then you've got Eli Schlager. Slageter. I'm going to try to get that right as the night goes on. He's kind of bringing a different dynamic. He's a speedy guy, plays a receiver, but I think he's going to carry the ball pretty good bit. Different jet motions, and John was talking about earlier. But, you know, it's been a fun team to follow the last couple of years when we've gotten to that playoff time. 2 years ago, we were very close to getting to call a state championship a game that next week. But they really get after it. This is going to be a fun game tonight. John's going to talk about Collinsville a little more. I know they're very explosive through the air. So kind of contrasting styles where one team's going to beat on you a little bit, the other team's going to air it out.
Another thing on Geraldine before we mention Collinsville, Coach Davis has done a great job, guys. You've had Jackson Colvin, Carlos Mann go back a couple of years. You lose two of your best players in a long time, and you reload with John Beck Wade, Langford, who's injured, but you got Slageter able to reload, and here is Geraldine again with a chance to maybe win the region and make it to the playoffs all over again.
Well, and they kind of John, they kind of come out of that Fife mode a little bit where they have a lot of guys. You know, Fife had the Anderson kid, was a spectacular player, and Geraldine's had a couple of guys like Barry was talking about with Carlos Mann and you know, the Langford kid that's hurt. But they've got a lot of just football players, guys that are gritty and get after it. And yeah, you're right. Coach Davis has done a fantastic job, and he does a great job in the offseason. And they build a lot of team toughness, play physical, and get after your rear end. And they don't do a lot of dumb things. They don't hurt themselves a lot. And he does really good with the offense and defense, figuring out what fits his guys. And they run an offensive defense that they can be really successful with. And they just find these guys that they're not 6'4", 6'5", you know, they're 5'10", but they can really go out and make plays. And there's good football players. Expect to see a really good ball game again tonight.
Well, John Gladden, welcome to Collinsville. We had a chance to hang out with Coach Willingham and Coach Helms a few minutes ago. It's just fun when you get to talk to coaches. I had a chance to play ball against Coach Willingham and Teddy Helms years ago with Collinsville. I was telling you, Coach Ernie Willingham is one of the best athletes I've ever seen. Just listen to him talk. Man, he loves sports. He loves these kids. And he's in a tough situation. He's got, 6 players on the bench in front of us not playing, and you're playing your biggest game so far. You need this win to maybe have a home field playoff game. You lose it, you can make the playoffs, but you're going to travel. But he's just a good coach and a fun guy you want to see succeed.
Yeah, it was an honor to be able to sit on the sideline and talk with him. It's just an old school coach at its best. And small town rural, Alabama, like I said, 3A football, getting ready to get it on here in Collinsville. But you're right, Barry, when you look down at the bench here in front of us, you've got 6 starters. He has 6 starters, and when you talk about 3A offense and defense, a lot of these players are playing both ways. And when he has lost 6 of these guys, and he's got knee injuries, and he's got ankle injuries, and he's got injury this and injury that. And he called me 2 nights ago when we talked. He said, John, we are absolutely the definition of the walking wounded right now. He said, we're having to piecemeal an offensive line. That offensive line is going to be young. And can they stand up to the onslaught of a Geraldine defensive front? And he said, on the opposite side of that, can our defensive front stand up to the onslaught of an offensive front that's going to keep coming at you and at you and at you? And Keith, you said this a few moments ago. the thing that you have is two very contrasting styles. Geraldine's going to line up. They're going to get John Beck Wade. They're going to get Sloggener. They're going to get some other guys in that run game, and they want to get behind that big hog molly of an offensive line and run it downhill, control the game, control the tempo, control the clock, get out there a couple of scores ahead of you, and then make you end up trying to have, because remember this, as you drive the ball and you eat the clock, it limits the amount of possessions that an explosive offense can have, and that is what Collinsville brings to the table. A very explosive offense led by their quarterback, McIntyre. And Coach Willingham says probably one of the best players I've ever coached. Could be too that it's your grandson as well. But here's the thing. He's not lying, Barry. What about this? 75 out of 104 this year. So he's thrown the ball 104 times. He has 75 completions, just shy of 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns, and couple that with only one interception. He is a great quarterback. He is a phenomenal athlete. When you get a chance to watch him on film, not only can he throw the ball, but he does a great job of scrambling around in the pocket, buying time. And what he's buying time for is he's got two good wide receivers. He's got Gavin Lang, which is kind of his go-to wide receiver with over 500 yards so far this season. So McIntyre tries to find his favorite target. But then he's also got another one, Silas Adams, number 3, wide receiver / running back. This junior is a dynamic athlete. That is the quote coming from Coach Willingham. But he's also the player that can take the top off of your defense. And what he means by that is he is the absolute speed demon. If your defensive backs from Geraldine get caught in the backfield, watch for Silas Adams to go deep. And I think we would all agree in warm-ups that McIntyre's got the arm to literally sling it all the way down the field and hit him if he gets behind him.
Go back to McIntyre. He said last week in their 63-18 win over Sandrock, he was, 19 of 20. And the one in an incompletion hit the guy right in the nose. He dropped it. So he would have been Ty Simpson this last week.
That's the first time I've actually got to talk to Coach Willingham. I've heard many stories and tales about him. You talking about an animated, funny guy to talk to.
Hilarious.
He's funny. But he was exactly what he said. And he said hit the kid right in the nose with it, and the ball hit the ground. But extremely accurate. And guys, he's only a junior. He's got another year to go.
All right, we'll take a timeout. We're going to come back with more. It's Collinsville Geraldine coming up next. More pregame here on Power 107.5.
Spectators can help promote good sportsmanship by observing rules of fair play. Everyone's requested.
Willingham, right?
Yeah.
I don't know why I want to call him something.
Wholesome competition by exhibiting good sportsmanship.
I think we're good. Hey, Stone.
At this time, I'd like everyone to please rise.
Are the commercials playing?
It's football time in Alabama.
Thank you.
The players are hitting the field. The cheerleaders are firing up the crowd. The drum majors striking up the band. And we all stand for the national anthem. This is Congressman Robert Adderholt. While you cheer your favorite team this season, I'll be on President Trump's team shaking things up in Washington. When we stand on conservative principles, it's a win for everyone. I'm Robert Adderholt, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Adderholt for Congress.
The town of Geraldine is happy to support the Geraldine Bulldogs. On behalf of Mayor Chuck Abels, council members Melissa Gilbert, Mark Hale, Larry Lingerfeld, Stanley Rooks, Tony Taylor, Sean Roger, Police Chief Heath Albright, and all the employees of the town of Geraldine, we wish the Bulldogs continued success. We are proud of all our teams, our cheerleaders, our band, and all the school personnel for their hard work to provide our community with citizens capable of leading us to be an even greater society for many generations. Go Bulldogs!
For over 50 years, Liberty Bank has played a part in helping individuals and companies realize their dreams of financial stability, home ownership, and business success. Liberty Bank has grown from serving one community to now serving 7 communities in Geraldine, Crossville, Collinsville, Albertville, Gunnersville, Sardis, and Sneed. Times may change, but their principles don't. Call or stop by any of their branches and let them serve you. Visit their website, libertybankal.com.
The Furniture Shop Lazy Boy Comfort Studio in Albertville and Henniger is offering you low prices on all Lazy Boy furniture. Their showroom is filled with spectacular selection of recliners, sofas, entire room groups, and much more. Lazy Boy is designed to fill your home with quality crafted furniture with exclusive features for feel-good comfort that's built to last. Come on in now and save at the Furniture Shop Lazy Boy Comfort Studio on Highway 431 in Albertville and Highway 75 in Henniger.
Drake and Joanne Cook, owners of Geraldine Tire, are proud to sponsor the Geraldine Bulldogs football team. If you need an oil change, brakes, alignment, tire sensor, front-end work, AC, or light mechanic work, come to Geraldine Tire. Need tires? Through December 9th, you can get an $80 rebate on a set of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires. If you mention this ad, you get free nitrogen with any set of new tires. They also have utility vehicle, trailer, and tractor tires. Phone 256-659-4841. Follow them on Facebook, Geraldine Tire, LLC.
Keelan, Colton, and John of Scrap Dogs Recycling supports the Geraldine Bulldogs. If you have any type of scrap metal to sell, including aluminum cans, bring it to Scrap Dogs Recycling, Highway 75 between Geraldine and Fife. They buy all types of scrap metal. They provide roll-off services and have 20, 30, and 40-yard containers. Keelan, Colton, and John of Scrap Dogs Recycling on Highway 75 between Geraldine and Fife appreciate your business. Go Dogs!
This is DeKalb County Sheriff Nick Weldon. At the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office, we truly believe in the concept of public service. My deputies and I will always strive to be fair and just and treat every person the same. We pledge to develop a partnership with the community to improve the safety for each citizen and give them a positive experience with our office. Our goal at the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office is to protect you, your family, and your property. God bless.
Albertville Discount Pharmacy has been providing prescription and healthcare needs to the Sand Mountain area for over 30 years. With 3 pharmacists, Amy Honey, Brett Hogan, and Eddie Campbell, you will feel the confidence their staff provides. They want to be your pharmacy. Phone 256-878-1515 or come by Albertville Discount Pharmacy, your hometown pharmacy at 422 North Broad Street in Albertville.
And welcome back to Collinsville. Still about 7 minutes away from the opening kick. This is a big region game. Geraldine's only loss came last week. That's a non-region loss to Boaz. They're both 4-1 in the region. Geraldine has the advantage here. Them and Fife, they are tied. Geraldine's 3-0, Fife's 3-0. Then I got Collinsville and Holly Pond tied at 2-1. And Sylvania and Whitesburg Christian are 1-2. So tonight, you've got a big game with Holly Pond and Whitesburg Christian. Holly Pond wins this one. They have a chance to still fight for that number 2 or 3 seed. You've got Brindley Mountain and Asbury. Those two fighting just to get a win. And then Fife at Sylvania. If Sylvania loses this one, their playoff hopes that's going to go from a team that always is in the playoffs to struggling to make the playoffs. That's a must win, but it's going to be tough against Fife. So, John, if Geraldine wins this one on paper, it sets up a big Week 9 matchup when Fife plays Geraldine at Geraldine on what could be for the region championship.
Yeah, and gosh, I wish there was a way we could get them to move that to a Thursday game, Barry, so we could cover that game. You talk about a Paul Benefield type team with a Michael Davis type team going at one another. Should be a great game, but Barry, we cannot overlook Collinsville. Collinsville tonight, very good football team. Coach Davis understands that. He says, I don't care what they say about the walking wounded. I don't care what they say about the players they got injured. He said, as long as they've got McAteer back there at quarterback, they have got a dynamic weapon with a dynamic arm who is a changer, a game changer, and a playmaker, and we cannot let him make plays if we expect to get out of Collinsville with a victory. So I think Coach Davis and the staff, the Bulldogs, are focused in on this game because they know, Barry, what you said, the next 2 weeks on paper probably heavily favored. But if they slip up tonight on the road, then that's going to really put them behind the 8 ball against Fife. They know to get to Fife and basically have a region championship game, they've got to get out of Collinsville with a win tonight.
I tell you, man, don't overlook Collinsville right here. I've been impressed by some of the young men that they've got down here, what they look like. Right there, 30, I think they've got the jersey change on him. He's usually 51, Sam Stewart. Wearing number 30 tonight. He's a senior. Guys, you could put an Austin Black Bears jersey on him from 7A, and he would fit right in. He is a good-looking kid. They've got several down here. I think we're going to have us a ball game tonight.
What's the latest on Langford? He is injured before the season started, so he's maybe getting close to doing some running soon?
Well, I actually got to go down there and talk to him in pregame, and he's one of those guys that when you walk up to him and you're standing face-to-face with him, you realize you're talking to somebody that's built a little different. Only a sophomore. He's got to be a 5'10", 5'11", 225-pound guy, and he's just built like a tank. But got to talk to him for a second. He said that He's probably another 3 weeks to a month away from getting a run a little bit. Everything in his recovery is going really good. Hopefully that young man can get back for a baseball season. I know he's a really, really good baseball player.
Really is.
And then maybe obviously we hope we can see him next year on the football field for the Geraldine Bulldogs.
John, looking at Geraldine over there standing, getting ready, they, like Keith said, that is a big football team.
That is a very big football team, and it is also a concern, as we said in the pregame, for Coach Willingham, understanding that they can get behind that big hog molly of an offensive line, and those guys are big enough and strong enough that they can move a younger, more inexperienced defensive front. And also, too, think about a couple of the walking wounded, Keith, are starting linebackers. And so where linebackers are able to come up and help the defensive line make calls and get set, you're going to have some of those guys now not playing. And we talked about McIntyre being the quarterback of the offense. He also plays safety on defense. And because of the injuries on the defensive side of the ball, McIntyre now gets the responsibility of being the quarterback on the defensive side and trying to get everybody lined up. Barry, Coach Davis and the Geraldine Bulldogs have elected to receive. He wants to get the hands get the ball into the hands of that running game and that big offensive line and set the tone early here on the road in Collinsville.
You know, we brag on Geraldine's size, but man, looking at some of the Collinsville players, big number 58 down here, Perry Stewart, a junior. They've got some athletes when you just look at them as far as eye candy goes.
Yeah, and look, 44 is, we were talking about him before the ball game started. Let me find his name. Travis Ledford. He's a senior. He's a running back, linebacker guy. He's got some really good size to him, too. Coach Willingham was talking about he's kind of the hammer right now, that defense. Since Kyler Bean went down, he's going to kind of be that enforcer on the side. And you're right, John. The Bean kid, I understand, was their middle linebacker. He's out of the ball game, and so you're going to have to – somebody else is going to have to step up to direct that defense tonight.
Yeah, and that's where McIntyre, he's been kind of the quarterback just on the defensive end, right? I mean, the defensive backcourt end, just trying to make sure he gets the calls back. But now, once again, having to look at what Geraldine comes up, what formation they give him, what looks they give him, he's going to have to come up real quickly, make the calls for the line and the linebackers, and then drop back and make the calls equally as much for the defensive backcourt. And when you come out, guys, what a great night for football, Barry. I'm talking about Beautiful. It is not hot. It is not humid, not a cloud in the sky.
Finally,
ready to go.
Finally. We've been out here sweating these first couple of weeks.
So I guess no heat timeouts tonight. Geraldine in their solid white with a purple trim, Collinsville white pants, red jerseys, and white helmets, and we're underway. The kick, Geraldine has it. Here comes a return. 10 to the 15 to the 20. He'll try the right side. Got a crease. 30, 35, 40. Past the kicker to the 40. A foot race to the 30, to the 20, to the sideline. No flags that I see. Touchdown, Geraldine. Opening kick all the way back.
Takes it all the way back. And I mean, it was a great kick, Barry. Went all the way down to the Geraldine 2-yard line. Levi Norwood now goes toward the Geraldine sideline. Hits the hash marks. Turns north and south behind some blockers at about the 30, 35-yard line. Kicker gets in his way. He's able to shuck off the arm tackle of the kicker about the 50-yard line, get further along the Geraldine sidelines, and by the time he got to the Collinsville 30-yard line, he was not going to be touched all the way to the end zone on a 98-yard kickoff return. Couldn't start any better for Geraldine on the road.
Extra point is good. That didn't take long. 18 seconds, and Geraldine's on the board. We'll take a timeout. 11:42 to go in the first. 7-0 Geraldine. You're listening to Geraldine Football on Power 107.5.
For 73 years, Wilkes Tire and Battery Service has been the place to take your vehicle for service you can trust. Our family takes pride in carrying on the tradition of providing great service, working with integrity, and giving back to the community. For tires, batteries, auto services, and more, choose the people you can trust. With 12 locations to serve you, including Albertville, Gunnersville, and Gadsden, at Wilkes Tire and Battery Service, we get you started and keep you going.
18 seconds into it, Geraldine takes the opening kick. Touchdown, 7-0 Geraldine.
Doesn't take long. And guys, I want to make a correction. The 9 in my eyes, I need to go get some more glasses, was actually 5. John Beck Wade, 98 yards, extra point up and good. Geraldine takes the early lead at 7-0. Barry, only, 18 seconds have rolled off the clock.
Well, that's the problem. He was running so fast, the 5 looked like a 9.
Yeah.
Here's the kick. Let's see if Collinsville can return the favor. Here's a return. 20. Nope. going down about the 24-yard line. Good coverage by Geraldine. Collinsville will start roughly around their 25-yard line.
Difference in kickoffs, Barry. The Collinsville kickoff was more of a line drive that got back to John Beckway quickly. He was able to set up and get his blockers. The Geraldine kickoff high in the air. By the time the Collinsville returner caught it and got upfield, the Purple People Eaters had already gathered around, and they just took him down here at the 25.
Collinsville coming off that 63-18 win over Sandrock. They can score the points. They're 4-1, one loss to 5. McAteer, the quarterback, ready. First play from center, drops back. As time steps up, runs into his own man, going down. He ran into his own man, then the Geraldine player wraps him up for a loss on the play.
Great job there by the defensive end of Geraldine. He just ran the offensive tackle in the backfield. Looked like a designed quarterback draw, Keith. Quarterback McAteer drop back, and as he's kind of trying to come upfield, runs into the back of his offensive tackle. An easy tackle for the Geraldine Bulldogs to make.
Tucker Warner on the tackle, big number 52.
It's a little different being up here in the booth with you guys.
Even Geraldine's D-line is big. All right, Geraldine. Defense looked good. Second down, 17, a loss of 7. McAteer drops, looks, under pressure, being chased. Throws it, got a man open, complete, 25. Stops, cuts, going down. Oh my goodness. Somebody held him up. Then he was declated at about the 25-yard line.
Silas Adams, we talked about that home run wide receiver trying to go deep, but he realized that the Geraldine defender turned his hips when he did. He slammed on the brakes on kind of a comeback route, trying to get back to some first down yardage, and McAteer able to hit him in the hands. He gets upfield, but a great job out there of the Geraldine defense rallying. And, gosh, you're lucky that he didn't get hurt because he got bent over backwards from behind.
Coach Willingham saying this could be one of the best kids I've ever coached. McAteer, he's got a great arm. He is so accurate. Third down and 10. They got the 7 back on the loss. Quick drop, throws right side. Little pitch to his other teammate, 35-yard line, but it's going to be short by about 4 yards for the first down.
Keith, they tried to run the old hook and lateral. What they did, quarterback comes up, fires it out here to number 3, Adams, who then pitches it back to number 24, Noah Johnson, here along the sidelines. And a Geraldine defender, lucky that he was able to push him out of bounds.
Yeah, that was really close. He could have broke down right there. Safety had already committed downhill. He could have got the sideline. I don't know if he could have outran everybody, but he was going to give him a good run for his money.
Flags down.
Got an illegal.
Yeah, they broke the huddle with 12.
Yeah.
Illegal substitution.
They just still have 12 out there. Yeah, they do.
He said, oh, my bad.
See, that's the problem. They've got 6 players out of the game, so you got some new players in. So you got to be sure you got the right personnel out there.
And don't you love it? I mean, like I said, they are young. When the guilty party comes to the sidelines, coaches don't scream and yell at him. They just pat him on the helmet and say, our fault.
All right, 4th and 9. They'll punt it away. Good kick, high kick, deep kick. Returnable. Here comes a return. 35 to the 40. Changes direction. Gets away from one man. Not the next 2. The Panthers wrapping up around the 37-yard line. Good return, though, by Cade Justice. Justice will be brought in at the 40-yard line.
Great punt. Able to come out from the punt. Left his foot at about the 20-yard line. Came down at about the 32, 33-yard line. Justice able to get upfield until he got rallied up on by some Collinsville defenders. But once again, Barry, Geraldine already with an early 7-0 lead and really good field position at their own 40 to start this drive.
Justice, the transfer in from Susan Moore, came in this year. A lot of speed. He's one of the wide receivers. 2 wide right, 1 to the left. First play from center. Geraldine up 7-0, returning the opening kick for a touchdown. Wade, the quarterback, fakes the handoff. He's going to keep up the middle. 40, 45 to midfield. Hit at midfield. Let's see, it's right at the first down. They're going to mark it about a half a yard short. Second down and a half a yard.
Underneath handoff, just fakes it, watches what the defensive end does. Defensive end doesn't commit, gets in behind his offensive line, north and south, big-time 9-yard gain. And this is what Coach Willingham was worried about, that big offensive line of Geraldine already making their presence felt at the line of scrimmage.
9:17 to go in the first, 7-0 Geraldine. Out of the gun, Wade, man in motion. The snap turns, hands off to Slagater, breaks free to the 49-48, dragging a tackler 46, a gain of 5. So you lose Langford, so you move Slagater into the backfield. He's had a great year, and he picks up 5.
This time, Keith, it looked like, great. John Beckwade, even though he's still young in terms of the quarterback position, I mean, in what I mean by that is in terms of school years, but very experienced in what he's seeing, new to handoff, get the easy 4 or 5 yards and move the chains.
Dude, he really is. And you watch him when he was running the ball a second ago. He's very patient running the football. He looks like he's very seasoned for a younger guy.
First down, Geraldine on the Collinsville 46-yard line. 8:37 to go in the first. Wade from the gun turns, hands off to Slageter. He'll try to bounce it right side. Stiff arm, stops, cuts, going down. A gain of a couple. Making the tackle was Mackins here. But Wade, we saw him play last year in the playoffs, Keith. And I tell you what, he came very close to leading them to a huge upset over Mars Hill Bible in the game they lost.
He sure did. Tough kid. He, as a freshman last year, really able to lead that team. You know, if you go back 2 years ago, he was a starting cornerback as an eighth grader on that playoff team that went, they were like 2 minutes away from playing the next week for a state championship.
Had some big plays against the Gordo game. He stepped up big time in some of the big games. And Collinsville's quickly called a timeout. It's timeout / butt chewing out at the 35-yard line.
Let us just say we're having an absolute counseling session from the defensive coordinator right now. And the reason why he's got a counseling session is I think he's just trying to get into the heads of his players that you're already mentally beat in this game. You're getting pushed around, and you're not playing your technique because this time able to get to the outside, even though it was stopped for a gain. He's just talking about players being out of position and players not wanting to fight right now for Collinsville. And I don't think there was any X's and O's right there, Barry, as much as it was an absolute, you called it a butt chew, and I call it a counseling session. Let's see how the Collinsville defense responds after the defensive coordinator got in their ear.
All right, second down at about 8 on the Collinsville 45. Geraldine football up 7-zip, 8:26 to go in the first. Wade out of the gun, Slageter beside him, man in motion left side. Wade turns, hands on. Oh, he is hitting, oh my goodness, a headbutt. I'm pretty sure big number 77, Louis Soto, listened to every word he just said, and he knocked him for a 2-yard loss.
And Barry, not only did he hit him for a 2-yard loss, he didn't even wrap up to make the tackle. I mean, Soto just absolutely whipped the Geraldine offensive player, got upfield, went helmet to helmet with the running back, and he went airborne back on the ground 2 yards. That's what you do when you come out of a counseling session.
Like when the big ball hits the baby ball, so this is how you do it. Third down and 11, loss of 2. Wade out of the gun. Wade drops, looks. Throws, got a man wide open, got it. 20 to the 10, foot race, touchdown. I'm looking for a flag. No, I don't see one. Touchdown, Geraldine.
Fakes the underneath handoff, the inside slot receiver. They've got him matched up on a linebacker. Linebacker got caught peeking in the backfield. Barry, remember, young youth in the linebacker spot got caught peeking in the backfield. The wide receiver ran right past him, right down the seam, and all John Beck Wade had to do was just lay it out there to him, caught it at about the 20, and jogged into the end zone.
I think you could tell one of the defensive backs got burnt, lost his man. The coach is losing his mind here on the sideline. Extra point is good. We'll take a timeout. 7:38 to go in the half. Geraldine up 14-0. You're listening to Geraldine football here on Power 107.5.
You can buy for less.
Hey folks, Randy Ball here at Gilbert Ball Ford in Albertville. At Gilbert Ball Ford, our customer service is top priority. Our priority is to serve our customers and our communities. We'll appreciate having you as our customer and look forward to serving you again. Come see the difference at Gilbert Ball Ford in Albertville. And remember, folks, if you don't come see us, I can't save you any money. And visit our website at gilbertballford.com.
You can buy for less. You can buy for less.
First half, Geraldine gunning out on fire up quickly, 14-0.
After a punt, they started at their own 40-yard line, 6 plays, 60 yards. John Beck Wade to wide receiver Johnson on a 48-yard touchdown strike. Extra point up and good. And here early, Barry, we haven't even got to the halfway point of the first quarter, and the Bulldogs already taking care of business, 14-0.
You could tell one of the defensive backs wasn't where he was supposed to be. The defensive coordinator here in front of us slamming his headset to the ground. Here's the kick, the return. He's going to be tackled by about 3 Bulldogs right around the 25-yard line. First Bulldog was Slageter down there. You know, that's the thing you see when you see 2-3A football. So many players play both ways, even on special teams.
Well, and Barry, not only this, but Keith, I don't know if you noticed this, but, I mean, the Geraldine Bulldogs came down in their lanes, stayed in their lanes, just played their little area, broke down, let the running back or let the wide or the returner come to them, and then just made a solid tackle.
Geraldine's got to answer at least a first down starting on their 27-yard line. McAteer, one back beside him. He'll turn, he'll fake the handoff, throws left side, got his man complete, 25-30 to the sideline, tripped up just past the 30. His go-to man looks like Silas Adams, but, John, you think it's all coming back?
I think so. Looks like on the far side, looked like it was number 1. There's A.J. Carter, the freshman, ended up making the tackle. I believe that's a 1, but he was in it, the wide receiver on the far side. So they threw it out into the flat really, really quick, just trying to get 2-on-2, and you're hoping that your wide receiver can make the block, and then that your wide receiver then with the ball can make his man miss. It can be a big play, but the defensive back for Geraldine able to beat the blocker to the point. He gets blocked in the back or a hold. I don't know which one they called. They could have called either one of them, but it's backed up 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
7:23 to go in the first. Collinsville, a couple of penalties, keeps backing themselves up. 2 men wide, left side, 2 to the right. I don't think they've run the ball yet. McAteer out of the gun. Another pass. Drops, looks, throws it deep left side down the sideline. Got a man. Almost had the catch at the 45-yard line. I think the ball is stripped away from him. Gavin Lang was the intended receiver.
Yeah, Gavin Lang, the number 1 wide receiver in Collinsville right now with over 500 yards on offense. Just a go route down the far sideline. Got great coverage on him. I believe that was number 41, Tyler Evans, that was running with him down there. He was able to just kind of paw at him enough to make the ball fall incomplete harmlessly at about the Geraldine 42-yard line, and now coming a second down and long.
Guys, McAteer dropped that one in a bucket. That was a perfectly thrown football.
Absolutely.
So now second down and long. Clock stops, 7:08 to go on the first. Geraldine up 14-0. McAteer from the gun again. Another pass. Drops back. Pressure's coming. Throws a little screen. Makes the catch. He's got a little bit of room. 25 got him. 29-yard line. Cut down by, I think, number 23 maybe. Jacob Bryant. Good tackle. And he got around Bryant. He had a chance for the first down.
Yeah, if Geraldine wants to be aggressive on defense, what do you do if you're young on the offensive line? You invite them upfield, and that's exactly what they did with McAteer retreating. Dumped it over their heads, and I thought it was going to be incomplete, but a great catch by the wide receiver, fingertips off the ground, able to gobble it up. But Barry, an equally great tackle, 3rd and long.
3rd down long. They're throwing it every single time right now. 6:29 to go in the first quarter. McAteer from the shotgun, one back beside him. 3 receivers right side, 1 to the left. McAteer drops, another pass, looks, fakes, looks, throws to the middle, got him, complete, 41-yard line, first down. How about that pass by McAteer, Keith, rolling to his right, on the run, threaded the needle at the 41-yard line.
I tell you, the young man's got a lot of talent right now, guys. He is only incomplete, 1 pass, completed 6 for about 36 yards.
I can see why Coach Willingham said, hey, he was 19 of 20 last week, and the 1 pass he was incomplete was dropped by the receiver.
He's very accurate.
He is first down of the game on the 42-yard line. That center, there's got to be a flag because he was backing up the pull before the ball was even snapped.
Yeah,
so he snapped it rather.
Yeah, it's the guard on the far side, guys. Once again, we talk about the injuries that Collinsville has, 6 of them, the walking wounded here on the sidelines. You got a piecemeal young offensive line out there, and it was coming this way. I believe that they actually had numbers, Barry, but unfortunately for Collinsville, the offensive guard left his stance about a second too early, and that caused the play to be dead.
3rd penalty, they're choosing not to run the ball right now. I guess when you got a quarterback like McAteer, you may have a state record on how many passes attempted. 1st and 15. Here comes another one. Back to pass. Looks, throws, left side. Got his man. Complete. 45. Midfield. This Geraldine secondary better get ready. He's going to be driven out of bounds about 3 yards short of the first down.
McAteer going to number 1, Gavin Lang. We said that's the number 1 wide receiver with over 500 yards reception, and he looks to be his favorite target as well. As McAteer is able to get him out there, he's man-to-man coverage locked up with number 1, A.J. Carter. Carter able to come across, push him out of bounds, but not until a gain of about 7 yards.
Second down and 3 at the 49. Collinsville driving, 5:23 to go on the quarter. On the out-of-bounds play, the clock stopped. They've thrown the ball every single time from the 49. McAteer fakes his time. He's going to keep it. He's going to run. Midfield diving to the 49. Close. Looks short. One official's giving him a good spot. I think he may have it.
I think that he's going to have it by about half the length of the football, Barry.
Yeah, good generous spot. They're going to give him enough. So a gain of 3. First down, Collinsville. Collinsville on the move, down to 14, but they're driving.
And Barry, that looked like a designed quarterback run the entire way. McIntyre took one step back in the pocket, and then he took off running, coming here along the near side. Got just enough blocking from the offensive line. Needed 3, gained about 3.5, first down.
Well, this is a must drive. You're already down 14-0 early first quarter. Now midway first quarter. On the Geraldine 48, McIntyre from the gun. Drop back, pressure's coming. Throws right side. Got his man again. 40. Dropped down by 2 Bulldogs. First one there, A.J. Carter makes the tackle. That's going to be close to another Collinsville first down.
Keith, I don't know if you noticed it, but the wide receiver was lined up here to the near boundary, closest to us in the press box. Number 1 Lang runs about 10 or 12 yards. He's already breaking down, coming out of his break. The ball's already in the air. A lot of chemistry between McIntyre and Lang.
Yeah, McIntyre's really good. He's got good arm strength, but the timing routes, guys, he's dialed in to be he's only a junior, but he's very dialed in on these timing routes. He knows when to get that ball out of his hands.
First down, 38-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 to the left. McIntyre drops back, looks, throws it left side. His receiver drops, falls down. There's a flag in the middle of the pile. Usually where holding is called, but the ball was thrown incomplete.
Yeah, I think you're going to get one of those younger offensive linemen. The nose tackle for Geraldine was doing a great job of overpowering a double team. He had split the double team, and as he was coming upfield, the guard on the far side, no choice but to kind of grab a hold of him and pull him down. And there you would think that Geraldine would take this and back him up 10 yards.
You know, there's been no rain lately, but we noticed in warm-ups they were slipping. Coach Willingham may have brought out the old trade day sprinkler system.
Wet the field to slow them down a little bit. Guys, that would have been probably a complete...
They're calling ineligible. They had 2 penalties, Barry. Ineligible man downfield. They declined that, and the holding call they're going to take it.
Guys, that would have been a completed pass right there. Young man's very accurate, but the receiver falling down like you're talking about. Right now, he's got 2 incomplete passes, and guess what? The running back in the backfield hadn't touched the ball yet.
No.
He is basically a companion / blocker back there.
I like the play calling. You got 6 starters out in the game for Collinsville. They're making the best with what they have. Here we go. First down and 20 from the 49-yard line. Another penalty backing him up. McIntyre goes back to pass again, rolling to his left. Got him. This time the pressure finally got to him. Big number 78 for the Bulldogs. And that was Kenneth Watson, the senior, sacks him. So now you're looking at second and extremely long.
Great job there by the defensive front of Geraldine. They just pushed the offensive line back into the pocket. And when McIntyre tried to step up to escape, Barry, your guy at number 78, Kenneth Watson, the senior defensive lineman, all 6 foot, 250 pounds of him, able to get McIntyre, rip him down to the ground to make it now second down and a country mile.
And size-wise, Geraldine's D-line is much better than the Collinsville offensive line. That time they finally broke through. Second and long, got to go to the Geraldine 28. You're on the Collinsville 44. Back to pass. McIntyre looks, throws out of the backfield, dropped it. And he had some running room down the left sideline, Keith. He had about 15 to 20 yards waiting on him.
Yeah, nobody over there in the flats to cover that young man. I think Geraldine defensive coach is coaching up the outside linebacker right now, asking where he was on the play, because he catches that ball, guys. Nobody touches him for at least 20 yards.
That was Ledford on the pass play. Dropped it. Third down coming up.
And Barry, I think the reason why the flat, now you're right, Keith, the linebackers got to get out there in the flat, but looked like they were playing kind of an umbrella, a prevent type, realizing that it's third down and about 30-something right now. So just don't let any of these big-time Collinsville wide receivers get behind you.
Here we go, third down long. McIntyre, play action, throws right side, got his man, hit at the 49-50 to the Geraldine 49. The ball popped loose, did not, so it's going to be well short of the first down. They've got to go to the 39 or the 49, so 29, so it's going to be fourth down and 20.
Barry, I don't know if you noticed this. They lined up 3 wide receivers here along the near boundary, and then they motioned the running back out into a wing. Obviously, Geraldine saw something on film because they went from a prevent and quickly came up to man, and it was a screen pass that they were able to kind of react to very quickly. That is coaching when the players recognized that, saw the formation, came up, and played that absolutely perfectly.
Fourth down long. Geraldine, nobody back. Here's the kick, high kick, good kick. It's going to take a Collinsville bounce out of bounds inside the 20. Good kick. Nobody back for Geraldine on the return. So Collinsville had a couple of first downs, but too many penalties. So Geraldine's going to take over on the 19. They've got 14. The first 7 came from the kick return. The next 7 on that drive last time.
And Keith, Barry a few moments ago talked about trying to get the ball into the end zone, at least get a couple of first downs. Collinsville did do that, but one thing that impressed me right there, even though they weren't able to get any points, they were able to flip field position by utilizing 12 plays on their last drive.
The last drive ended with a 48-yard touchdown pass from Wade to Cooper Johnson. 7:38 to go. Bulldogs with it again. They've had the ball really one time. They returned a kick for a touchdown. 2 men wide left, 2 to the right. Man in motion. He'll hand off to that man. He'll try to stop, cut. Johnson got him. He is cut down in the backfield. Good tackle back there by number 1, Gavin Lang. It's going to be a big loss on the play.
When he's not catching over 500 yards worth of passes as a wide receiver, Barry, not too bad as a cornerback right there. They ran the ball at him, able to defeat the block, get upfield, cut down the Geraldine running back for a loss of about 2.
Cooper Johnson, loss of 2. Well, great crowd on here. Geraldine's got the stands packed over there. And here in front of us, Collinsville also a good crowd. Big region game. Collinsville almost a must-win to have a chance to host a home playoff game down the road. 2nd and 12, Geraldine, man in motion, Johnson, fakes to Johnson. Quarterback Wade's going to keep up the middle, following his big line, 19 to the 20, still fighting. They're going to finally wrap him up and blow the whistle at about the 22, so give him about 5 yards. It'll be 3rd down and around 7, maybe 8 yards.
Absolutely a designed, called run to John Beck. Wade fakes the underneath handoff, gets behind the left side of that offensive line, gets north and south, got about 5 yards to make this a manageable 3rd down and 6.
So 3rd down and 6 is the call. Clock at under a minute to go in the quarter. 48, time for another snap. 3rd down, 6, Geraldine. Wade comes from the sideline with the play. Has Slagater in the backfield with him. 2 receivers wide, left side. 3rd down, 6. Wade drops, looks, right side, throws. Got his man, but it's going to be well short. Make that diving catch, or did he? Even if he made the catch, it's still about 4 yards short. Only a 2-yard play. Not sure of the play call there.
I think they're calling incomplete pass, guys.
So it's still going to be a 4th down, 4th and 6. Clock stopped, 31.9 to go in the first quarter.
There, I think it's a safe call. It's a sticks route. John Beck Wade, I think he threw it a little bit too far behind his wide receiver. But in retrospect, if you think about it, it's 14-0 here in a quarter that you have controlled from the onset on the road. You don't want to do anything down here deep inside your own 25-yard line. Best to punt it away and be safe.
Collinsville, big win on this stop. 3 plays and punt. Good kick. Returnable. Nope, calls a fair catch at the 41-yard line. That's where Collinsville's going to start at about the 42 with 23.9 to go in the quarter. Last time they had the ball, they had a couple of first downs, but the penalties killed them last drive. But McAteer, how many times have you thrown the ball already?
Hey, give me just a second.
Got to pull off his shoe.
So Chris Jenkins on vacation, resting his right hand.
So I've got him at 10 passes, 7 completions for 62 yards, and I am missing my boy Chris tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's like some kind of mathematics savant over here or something. This is just not in my wheelhouse. I'm gonna do my best, Chris.
So he's on pace to throw it about 40 times this game. So McAteer drops back. Here comes pass number 11. Throws out of the backfield. Got his man. He is hit hard. Nice tackle by Cade Justice. Hits him at the spot where he made the catch. It's going to be a gain of a yard. Getting up slow was Noah Johnson. A gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down, and that should end the first quarter. Clock will wind down, and the first quarter comes to an end. We'll take a timeout after 1 quarter of play. Geraldine leads Collinsville 14-0. You're listening to Geraldine football here on Power 107.5.
It's football time in Alabama. The players are hitting the field, the cheerleaders are firing up the crowd, the drum majors striking up the band, and we all stand for the national anthem. This is Congressman Robert Adderholt. While you cheer your favorite team this season, I'll be on President Trump's team shaking things up in Washington. When we stand on conservative principles, it's a win for everyone. I'm Robert Adderholt, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Adderholt for Congress.
The town of Geraldine is happy to support the Geraldine Bulldogs. On behalf of Mayor Chuck Abels, Council members Melissa Gilbert, Mark Hale, Larry Lingerfeld, Stanley Brooks, Tony Taylor, Sean Roger, Police Chief Heath Albright, and all the employees of the town of Geraldine, we wish the Bulldogs continued success. We are proud of all our teams, our cheerleaders, our band, and all the school personnel for their hard work to provide our community with citizens capable of leading us to be an even greater society for many generations. Go Bulldogs!
Welcome back. It is a beautiful night for football in Collinsville. 14-zip Geraldine. This is good old hard-hitting next-door neighbor football.
Absolutely, man. Two communities that come together. These guys have grown up playing against each other down here, knocking heads. And right now, Geraldine is controlling everything, John, up front with their offensive, defensive lines.
Hey, John just turned our heat on in here. It's his first.
Hey, I tell you what, it's a little chilly in here tonight.
All right, Collinsville, big drive, second down and 8 from the 43-yard line, down 14-zip. McIntyre back to pass. Out of the backfield, got his man again. He gets away from the first tackle. There he goes. Midfield, 45, 41-yard line. Nice run after the catch all the way to the Bulldog 41-yard line.
Got number 24, Noah Johnson, coming out of the back. As a back out of the backfield, McIntyre able to slip it to him. Now he's one-on-one, Barry. You just got to make one man miss. He's able to shuck off the tackler of Geraldine. He's got two wide receivers here along the near boundary, making good blocks. He gets north and south. And now Collinsville, big-time pickup, big-time gain in at the Geraldine 41-yard line.
Early second quarter, 14-zip Geraldine. Collinsville moving at McIntyre with the Panthers on the 41-yard line on the move. McIntyre rolls right side, going to keep, stops, cut, got him at the 40-yard line. Good job of the Bulldog defense that time, making the tackle. Tucker Warner, it's going to be a gain of a yard.
Collinsville, I think, ran that play, Barry, just to keep Geraldine honest because they keep throwing. This time they run the ball with the quarterback going to the far boundary, getting in behind this blocker. But once again, the Geraldine defensive front, bigger, better, more experienced because of the injuries to the Collinsville offensive front, able to control the line of scrimmage, just nowhere for McIntyre to go.
Second down and 9, one man wide right, three receivers to the left. Second down, 9. McIntyre, quick drop left side, got his man complete, gets a block, 35 to the 30, dragging a tackler, going to finally ride him out of bounds inside the 30 with another Collinsville first down.
Keith, looks like they may have found something that's working right now. Get the ball out here into the hands of a running back or a wide receiver, and if he can make one man miss and you get blocks downfield, then you're going to get chunks of yardage. Collinsville on to something right now.
I tell you, we were talking a minute ago, the slot receiver didn't do a very good job blocking a second ago, did a really good job out here right then on that play, sealed off the cornerback, guy able to get upfield, pick up a first down.
26-yard line, first down. Collinsville driving down by 14. McIntyre drops, looks, throws, right side, got his man Adams, avoids one tackler, slides, dives to the 17-yard line, close to another first down, a gain of about 7, maybe 8 more yards.
Talk about a prolific passer right there, McIntyre. Once again, Keith drops back at the when his fourth step hits, he stops, ball is already in the air even before the wide receiver turns, comes back, able to catch it, big 7-yard gain.
Guys, I got him 11 for 14 right now, 102 yards. I'm going to need another piece of paper.
I'd like to see this team healthy. I mean, they're moving the ball with 6 players out. Second down and 3, 9.5 to go in the half. Collinsville threatening, can cut it to 7. McIntyre, the snap's going to roll left side, stops, cuts, first down, 15, going to be drilled around the 15-yard line, gets to the 14. He gets another Collinsville first down. Slageter, the first Bulldog, to make the tackle.
And once again, it seems as if you're going in between the tackles, that's where Geraldine right now has the advantage. But this time McIntyre on the design quarterback run, rather than it being a draw, takes the snap, runs here to the near boundary, gets on the perimeter, gets some space in between those tacklers, needed 4, gained 5, first down.
They got it on the 14-yard line. 3 men wide right side. McIntyre looking that way. The snap looks back left side, pumps, throws to the end zone too far, almost picked off, out of the end zone, incomplete.
And lucky guys that Gavin Lang for Collinsville, number 1, doesn't get called for offensive pass interference. The defensive back here along the near side for Geraldine did not bite on the pump fake, kept perfect position in the back corner of the end zone, probably had a better chance to catch that ball than anybody, Barry, but the Collinsville wide receiver drags him down to the ground, and that's the reason why I say you're lucky that you didn't get offensive pass interference.
Yeah, Tyler Eakins, number 41 for Geraldine. Good coverage on that play. Well covered. Incomplete. Second down and 10. Clock stopped. 8:51 to go in the half. Collinsville on the Geraldine 14-yard line. Biggest threat of the game for the Panthers. Back to pass. McIntyre rolls right side. Looks, throws into the end zone. Coverage. Got him in the back of the end zone. Was he in? Yes. Touchdown, Collinsville.
McIntyre just kept rolling to the right, buying some time. Burying, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was number 24, Noah Johnson, back out of the backfield, just kept kind of mirroring his quarterback, kept doing it, going down the back of the end zone, and McIntyre lost it to the back corner, and number 24, Noah Johnson, runs under it, does the toe tap, touchdown right in front of the referee.
How about McIntyre, Keith? You got enough room? You need some more paper?
I'm going to have another piece of paper. Right now, I got him at 118 yards on that touchdown.
High snap blocked. The kick is blocked. No good. We will take a timeout. 8:42 to go in the half. Geraldine leads 14-6. You're listening to Geraldine football on Power 107.5. For over 50 years, Liberty Bank has played a part in helping individuals and companies realize their dreams of financial stability, home ownership, and business success. Liberty Bank has grown from serving one community to now serving 7 communities in Geraldine, Crossville, Collinsville, Albertville, Gunnersville, Sardis, and Sneed. Times may change, but their principles don't. Call or stop by any of their branches and let them serve you. Visit their website, libertybankal.com. Welcome back. Making a note, bring Windex next time we come. We're all having to sit down because, well, the window needs cleaned. How about that? Even with a dirty window, I can say that Collinsville, McIntyre, he's one of the best quarterbacks I've seen this year.
No doubt about it. And after the punt, Collinsville starts at their own 41-yard line, 9 plays, 59 yards. McIntyre to Johnson on a 14-yard touchdown strike. Extra point, no good. Geraldine still leads this game by 8 with 8:42 to go here in the second. 14-6 Bulldogs.
Guys, right now I got McIntyre 12 of 18 for 118 yards and a touchdown.
18 pass attempts, and we're early second quarter. If you're Geraldine, you may come into the game thinking, okay, they got 6 players out. We should be able to handle them. No. Onside kick. It's rolling. It's loose. Now, did somebody from Collinsville touch it first would be my argument, because one of the players ran by it and kicked it.
I think they got close. I don't think they touched it.
Look, I got a referee coming in to talk to the other referee, and I think they're going to... Nope, they're going to give it to Collinsville. It was really, really close, but about the time it was really, really close, the Geraldine player went for it, Barry, went off of his fingertips, call for them to make, and now they'll back Geraldine up 10 yards from the spot of the foul.
They're really high on the Franklin kid. He came in at quarterback. He's a freshman. Probably if Langford had stayed healthy, you might see him playing more quarterback because they really like the way Wade runs the football. You would have put Wade and Langford in the backfield at the same time.
Oh, that'd be dangerous,
Then
man.
Slagador coming in from his wideout. That's an offense.
Yeah, and the Franklin kid, he's a freshman quarterback. He's a big kid.
He's in that quarterback right now. Wade, wide left side. The snap to Franklin. Hands off actually to Wade. Wade hit fighting 35-yard line. So now Wade has the chance to take the handoff and just run with it instead of having to hand it off himself. He picks up 6 yards at 2nd and 9.
Well, if you're Coach Davis, how lucky are you to have interchangeable quarterback running back in the backfield? They want to key on Slogender? Fine. Then I'll hand off to Wade, and Wade gets about 6 or 7 yards. The next time if a defensive end coach doesn't look at him, and then like you said, the Slim Reaper can pull it, and he can be able to be explosive enough to get to the end zone.
I tell you what, when we can move Wade around on the offense, it's hard for your defensive guys to locate him, see where he's at, and he's a dangerous guy when he got the ball in his hand.
Franklin has a good arm, too. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to keep himself 30 to the 25. Still farm 24. First down. A little more power. Wade's powerful, but Franklin a little taller, a little stronger, and picks up 10 yards first down.
Well, right there, left side of that offensive line that's done the damage since coming out of the halftime locker room. Once again, crashes the defensive end down, forces the defensive end upfield, crashes the defensive tackle down, and the big Franklin quarterback kid able to get a big hole in the linebacker core, stiff arms his player down on the ground. Secondary comes up and makes a tackle, but he moves the chains, first down.
24-yard line, Wade back in a quarterback. Slageter beside him. Fakes a Slageter, going to keep himself. Bounces off, gets away from one man. They're going to stand him up at the 24. Not much there. Line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. 2nd and 9. I don't know, Geraldine, I don't know if they were wanting face masks, but they're wanting something wasn't called. They're not happy.
Somebody was, I saw what they were looking at. On the far side, Barry, you got one of the Collinsville players giving one of the Geraldine players the business down in the pile, and I could see it. And he was legit. It looked like a hockey scrum in front of the net. And Collinsville player probably got away with one with the referees, but not out of the watchful eye of Coach Davis.
That's 2nd and 10. They're on the Collinsville 24. Collinsville leads 19-14, scoring on the opening drive here of the second half. Geraldine now driving. Wade hands off Slageter. They got him by the shirt tail. He pulls away. He makes another tackle to the 20, to the 19. If this was Alabama days with a tearaway jersey, he would have scored, Keith.
Man, I tell you what, the guy by the jersey spun him around. He took his free hand, slapped the guy's hand away, said, "Get off of me," and he took off again. And then he's like a snake getting up through there, able to pick up the extra yards. He runs hard for a slender guy.
Well, he's listed at, what do they have him listed at right here? 6 foot, 155 pounds.
Wow. He picks up about 7 yards, so it's 3rd down and 3. They're inside the 20-yard line, probably 2-down territory. Wade, the snap, quarterback keeper, follows his blocking, left side, over the 15 to the 14. Should have it, depending on the spot. Yes, a gain of 5, first down, Geraldine.
No doubt that was a quarterback keeper the entire way. They snapped it to him, and you know how they fake the underneath handoff? This time it wasn't even a fake. Slogender went up in the hole. John Beck Wade followed him up in the hole like a lead blocker. Once again, going off the left side of that Geraldine offensive line that right now is dominating coming out of the halftime locker room, and Barry moves the chains.
12-yard line, first down and 10, and they pull Collinsville off again.
The old switcheroo, Keith, on the offensive line. They've been able to get free 5 yards, 10 yards on this drive from that little switcheroo play by the offensive line.
And they've been doing that for the last couple of years. We've been watching them. And what it is the center goes up. He addresses the football. None of the other offensive linemen put a hand on the ground. They've got their elbows on their knees. And they give a signal, and everybody on the field moves except for the center. And I tell you what, it's effective for getting guys to jump off sides.
They move it to the 7-yard line. First down and 5 with 4:44 to go third quarter. First down, 5. Geraldine. Wade hands off. No, he's going to keep. Right side, 5. Goal line, touchdown, Geraldine. They retake the lead.
Yeah, once again, this time the underneath handoff the left side of the Geraldine offensive line. Able to mow Collinsville back all the way to the goal line, and Slogender goes in untouched. Geraldine able to once again recapture the lead.
John Beck Wade, was he slow getting up? The Slageter's on the other side, but Wade scored.
I'm sorry, you're right. Correction.
What happened to Slageter? Was he blocking downfield? Because he was all away from the ball, but he's slow getting up, but he looks like he's okay.
Yeah, he was the fake man, and what a really good fake it was. He carried it out and got hit going into the end zone. And got his bell rung a little bit, maybe got the wind knocked out of him, but he's able to get up and walk off under his own power.
If I'm Geraldine, I go for 2 because you got a 1-point lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, 20-19. So you go for 2. That way a field goal from Collinsville would only tie, and they are going to go for 2. Franklin comes back in at quarterback. Wade at running back, then 2 receivers right side from the 3-yard line, going for 2. Geraldine's retaking the lead. Franklin set up the middle to the 1. He'll walk into the end zone. Made it look easy. It is good. We'll take a timeout. 4:34 to go in the third. Geraldine answers with a touchdown. 22-19 lead. You're listening to Geraldine Football on Power 107.5. For over 50 years, Liberty Bank has played a part in helping individuals and companies realize their dreams of financial stability, home ownership, and business success. Liberty Bank has grown from serving one community to now serving 7 communities in Geraldine, Crossville, Collinsville, Albertville, Gunnersville, Sardis, and Sneed. Times may change, but their principles don't. Call or stop by any of their branches and let them serve you. Visit their website, libertybankal.com. Welcome back. Our crew's falling apart. John broke his whole side. Keith had a shoulder surgery. Now he's got a bruised butt. Chris couldn't even come. He's on the DL. But Geraldine retakes the lead, John.
Yes, I'm sorry, you got me tickled, Barry. Starting at their own 21-yard line, 8 plays, 79 yards. Wade goes in from 8 yards out. 2-point conversion is good. And Geraldine, after being held scoreless with 19 unanswered from Collinsville, able to put points on the board and reclaim the lead. Geraldine Bulldogs now up 22-19.
Keith, that's the Geraldine offense we're used to seeing.
Yeah, that's the one that we've been seeing the last couple of years. Wade doing a really good job.
Yep.
After the kick, I'll talk about his rushing yards.
High kick, short kick, returnable, 25-yard line. Here comes Johnson to the 30, 35, still rumbling and stumbling to the 37-yard line. He's a load to bring down. Good run. They're going to start on the 37-yard line.
Yeah, and I've got Wade. You know, he's not thrown the ball a ton tonight, but did throw a touchdown pass of 48 yards.
Yep.
Right now, I got him at 10 rushes, 62 yards with a touchdown. And, you know, he's on the field playing defense, playing corner. He's one of those guys that never leave the field. But I tell you, when this Geraldine offense gets going and they start on it up front, they're going to be hard to stop.
Yep. Well, Barry, what about this stat? Here's your stat that Geraldine averages 288 rushing yards per game. Collinsville right now holding them well below that average. That's the reason why this game's close.
Geraldine is missing that turnover to be able to get some separation between them and Collinsville. See if the defense can step up. McAteer, high snap, quick pass, left side, got his man wide open, midfield 47. There he is again. Silas Adams, a junior. He is so quick, great hands. McAteer loves to throw it to him.
Had a single coverage over here on the near side, man-to-man. He runs about 2 steps, and in a quick slant, McAteer already got the ball in the air. And Keith, when Adams caught that ball, he had already beaten the coverage of the cornerback. He nearly split the safeties and took it to the house.
John, you can't throw a slant any better than that.
No.
That was on the money, guys.
First down, 47-yard line. Here comes Collinsville right back. McAteer, what a game. Fakes the handoff, keeps himself, tries the left side, got a little crease to the 43-yard line. That's a gain of about 4. Making the tackle from behind. One of the Bulldogs, I think that was Gabriel Garcia, but it's going to be second down at about 6.
Yeah, that time just a design quarterback run. He takes the snap, fakes the underneath handoff, comes in here, gets behind the left side of his offensive line, gets north and south Berry for a gain of 4.
Second down and 6. So now Collinsville keeping it on the ground a little bit. You got to think he's going to go deep. He's got one man right side. That's Gavin Lang. He has 2 really good receivers, especially in Lang and Silas Adams. Second down and 6. On the Geraldine 43-yard line, McAteer going to keep it himself. Dances around, 40, diving to the 38, 37. That is close to a Collinsville first down. I believe he's got it. Just using his legs, first down Collinsville.
Supposed to go to the far side, Barry, but the Geraldine defensive front absolutely blew up the Collinsville line. McAteer saw it, slammed on the brakes, came back here along the near boundary across the grain, was able to get north and south, needed 6 and gained about 5.5. It looks like Geraldine wants to take a timeout to talk about it.
Well, I thought he had a timeout. They're going to say third down at about a half a yard, but you're out. Geraldine will talk about it. So Geraldine's kind of caught by surprise. All of a sudden now Collinsville choosing to run McAteer. He's getting about 5 yards of carry.
He's getting, not only is he getting 5 yards of carry, but every time that he's getting positive yardage. Now, once again, he's got to have blockers up front, right? We know that this is a piecemeal, young offensive line for Collinsville. But McAteer's making those defenders miss. He's using his athleticism to get upfield. That young offensive line, Barry, is doing enough so that McAteer can use his athleticism. And what you're doing as you drive the ball, because you've been throwing, now you're running a little bit. That gives a lot of hope, and it gives a lot of encouragement to that young offensive line. A couple of the offensive line looked back at McAteer a while ago when they didn't understand the play call. He went up there, talked to them very calmly as a field general does, and they were able to throw some good blocking for them to make this a very manageable third down.
John, I don't know technique like what they're doing up front. It almost seems like they're trapping a 3 technique or something, and he's breeding the inside backer, or I don't know exactly what they're doing. I'm trying to figure out because they've done something at halftime, changed what they're doing up front. The offensive plays they're running when the quarterback keeps the football. Whatever they're running right now, it's working out.
Third down, a half a yard on the Geraldine 37-yard line. McAteer, quarterback keeper again. First down this time to the 36-yard line. The center of the Bulldog line will make the tackle. Kenneth Watson They're going to move the chains. First down with 2:46 to go in the third. Geraldine by 3, but Collinsville's driving.
Direct quarterback run once again by McIntyre. This time, Keith, center and guard double the nose. And you're trying to get just everybody to throw their blocks. And that was just a run that was to get the first down on third down and a half. Half a yard, able to gain about 2 or 3 and move the chains. That's what that was all about.
3 receivers right side. Collinsville first down on the Bulldog 36-yard line. They trail by 3. 2.5 remaining third quarter. Collinsville, Geraldine said, yeah, somebody, one of the linemen moved. You know, looking at the big picture, this is a big game for both teams. Geraldine, they're 3-0 in the region. You've got Collinsville 2-1. Collinsville with a loss, their chance of having a home playoff game is very slim. Geraldine, to be able to have a 1 or 2 seed, they have to pretty much win this game. They can't afford to lose to Collinsville.
Yeah, not only win this game, but then you would think on paper, as we said earlier, be able to get through your next 2 opponents. And then that big matchup in week 9, I think, with Fife.
Had first down and 15. Collinsville motion. They back it up 5 yards. McIntyre from the gun. Gun rolls right side. Looks, throws right side. It's bobbled, incomplete. Coming across the middle, the big receiver, incomplete, second down.
Keith, I think that's about the first time that McIntyre has thrown one that was not on the numbers. It was a flood route on the far side, inside slot receiver just running a quick out, kind of threw it behind him on his back shoulder pad. He kind of bounced around. He may have had a chance to bring it in, but the Geraldine defender rips him to the ground before he's able to pull that one in.
Yeah, and that's the young man that's had to swap over because all the injuries to play that inside slot receiver. It's his first Friday night to play receiver. He's done a pretty good job so far, but you can't throw a bad one like that and him catch it.
Second and 15. Throws back in the backfield. He slides down. He made the catch coming around behind the quarterback. They're going to lose yardage, but he slipped as he tried to cut, and they're going to lose a lot on that one all the way back to the 41. So now you're looking at, third and about 20?
Yeah, just trying to throw it to the back, out of the backfield, kind of looping him. Actually, a lateral, Barry. If you want to get technical, it won't go down as a pass; it'll go down as a run. But as in the ground must be slippery because as soon as he got ready to plant to come upfield, his feet just shot out from under him. You heard me yelling, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" Geraldine player landed on top of him, but just wanted to make sure there wasn't anything nefarious about it.
Third down and 20 from the 46-yard line. McIntyre drops again, looks, rolls, right side, looks, nobody open, throws it deep right side. It's going to be incomplete. He just had to get rid of that one. The receiver really wasn't open, so he threw it to where only the receiver had a chance. Now it's 4th and 20. I think they'll punt it away.
Offensive line really did a good job of bottling up, but it was third down in a country mile, and so I think Geraldine only rushed 3. They dropped 8 into coverage. Geraldine is able to, Collinsville offensive line able to block Geraldine, but the pressure enough forced McIntyre to roll out to the near boundary. But Keith, you got to credit those 8 guys on the back end. Just nowhere for McIntyre to go with the football.
Yeah, good job at the secondary. Nobody open downfield, especially his 2 favorite receivers. High snap over his head. He's chasing it back to the 30. He will have time to get rid of it. What a job by the punter. The ball is going to go down to the 30-yard line and take a roll to the 26. That is a heads-up play by the punter, number 13. Julio Cornejo, because had he not done that, Geraldine is going to get the ball back around the Collinsville 30-yard line.
Well, and they say that he's an all-state soccer player. Well, guys, I think you can tell that he understands what to do with the ball because the ball was right there on him. Geraldine closing in on him. He just knew that I just need to take about a half a step and pump this thing out of here. And when I did, there it goes.
John,
heads-up play, man.
He looked like a rugby player right there.
He did.
Able to field the ball cleanly, get it up, and absolutely boom one, kind of on the move. Great kick by that guy.
Wow. So Geraldine gets the ball back, but they would have had it on the Collinsville 30. Now they're on their own 26. They give the Slageter. He'll try the left side. Fighting, hard to bring down. Still fighting. They're going to wrap him up at about the 27-28. He comes out of the pile. The whistle had already blown. There's flags down. Now, part of this may be a personal foul. There's a lot of people coming out, face masks or what they're going to call. A lot of players, when they had blew the whistle, were coming in and hitting them again later. I mean, when you don't go down, they're going to keep trying to tackle you no matter what you do.
And, Barry, that looks like coming out of the halftime locker room that Coach Davis realizes that the left side of his offensive line seems to be where the advantage is, because everything right now, every now and again they'll keep them honest and come to the right, but when they need big chunks of yardage or they think they need big plays or a good play to start a drive, they're going off the left side of that offensive line. And right there, because of the 5-yard accidental face mask, you get 4 yards on the run, tack on 5. That first down makes it 1st and 9.
It'll be second down and short here, 35. Actually, with the penalty, it's 1st and 1. You're right. So 1st and short. I throw it deep. Wade out of the gun. 2 receivers right side. Nope's going to hand off Slager up the middle. First down, 40, 45. Jumps over a man. Midfield to the 40. Stops. Cuts. 30. Cuts again. 25. Cuts again to the 20. Still going to the... Holy cow, to the 15, to the 13-yard line. There's a flag coming in at the 28.
They're going to get another
There's another flag coming in. How about the run by Slager? That's one of the best runs I've ever seen.
John, he just broke 48 tackles. The Slim Reaper, we're going to call him. I'm telling you, he just broke, seriously, like 14 tackles. He's hard to bring down. He's like a snake with explosive. He's so strong to be so small. And gets down there, and then I tell you what, guys, we had an absolute WWE brawl breakout down here by the sideline. I thought we were going to get an ejection on one of the Collinsville players.
Panther Mania broke out down there.
That's what Jim Ross called a slobber knocker down here, guys.
Man, it was not only did we have a great run involved in all of this, then we had the outside the ring kind of things. Coach Davis across the way gave us an explanation about what was going on, because his player was kind of getting the business. But, man, let us not take away. Underneath handoff going straight north and south, and Slogan able to get into the linebacker core. He makes them dodge.
What'd you lose, Keith?
My pen went out the window.
Hold on, I got one.
We've got another penalty over here, and it looks like it's going to be on somebody standing outside the fence, guys. And I got excited and threw my pen out the window.
Oh, wow. Well, Coach Davis, from what I'm seeing from across the way, I think he believes one of the Collinsville players may have kicked, because he's motioning.
And
that
he did.
He did. He said, why is that a penalty? And then my player says something. Collinsville got the first penalty, and then Geraldine got a penalty for saying something. And then there's 2 penalties they're going to.
Well, and then the Collinsville player got up, and, yeah, you're right. He kicked the Geraldine player that was on the ground at the 18-yard line. That's when the other referee came in.
And that was the second flag thrown. He threw the second flag on the kick.
Yeah.
And then and he walked out to meet the white hat. He comes back over to the sideline, and apparently we've got somebody outside the fence that's really giving him the beans, and he threw another flag on somebody outside the fence, I think.
Okay.
He's going to get
somebody's getting ejected, guys.
Somebody's getting and one of the coaches is down here talking to one of the parents saying, you just got us a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct, and if you're cussing the referee, guys, look, they've got Coach Willingham over here. He can have him escorted off this campus.
Yeah.
The referee can say, I want you escorted off this campus. Let's see.
Keith has got an assist from somebody in the stands.
I got my pen back.
You got his
I got excited and threw it completely out the window.
So
trying to figure out.
The ball is on the 13-yard line. Eli Slagater made one of the prettiest runs, because you're right, Keith. Roughly about 5 tackles he broke. They couldn't bring him down.
Man, he broke not Barry. Hey, Keith, he broke a tackle. Then the guy's going to tackle him from behind. What does he do? He just ducks, and that guy goes, whoop, goes over the top of him. Then he got another guy coming in. When he stopped to duck, there's another guy coming in. Keith, he jumped back a half a yard, and then that guy whiffed on the tackle. I mean, I hope somebody somewhere is able to there goes the guy who's getting ejected out of the parking lot. But I hope somewhere that Geraldine posts that run somewhere on social media, because that was an absolute. And look, he's out there in the middle of the huddle showing his buddies, hey, I did this, and I did that, and I did this. While all of this is going on, they're having a great conversation in the huddle.
If it would have been an Xbox game, it'd be like a toddler just mashing all the buttons. I mean, somebody's jumping all over the place.
That's all he did.
And I'm not sure they didn't coat him down with baby oil or something at halftime, because you can't grab him.
All right, so now it's all settled down. The fan has been escorted off the premises, so he is gone. So we've got 5 seconds remaining in third quarter. Geraldine leads 22-19 after the long run by Slagater. Now that puts him close to 100, over 100 yards. Slageter, I don't know. I've lost count.
I'm just trying to figure out. You got a bunch of daddies that are headed down like where that guy was.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's acting a fool or
The guy
not.
I saw, he was walking, maybe more than one. I don't know. There may be more than one because there's now a crowd in the middle, in the corner of the end zone talking.
I think we have an administrator over there right now, but guys, I don't think they're going to let this game start back up until this is rectified.
Yeah.
They're stopping play right now. I do believe we have an administrator over there. There's a mob down there in the corner of the end zone right outside the fence.
I think there's a second fan because one fan we saw was being escorted through the other field
The
to the
practice
right.
field over there. Yep.
So now I think there's another fan. Well, really, like some cases, you may not know exactly who said it. You don't know. Could be more than one person.
Well, in that little area, the whole fence was lined with people, so I'm not sure how they were able to pick out one person that said something because...
Well, now the referee here along the near boundary, he pointed exactly at the person who said it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he talked Coach Willingham, and he said, that's the guy who said it. I want him gone. So, undoubtedly, he used a guys, if you're getting kicked out of a high school football game along the chain link fence,
here comes security.
Here comes the police department.
So, I'm not messing with that guy. That is one big police officer right there.
Yeah, I think he's in Game of Thrones.
Well,
either that or he's
that's Khalid.
Yeah,
is that not the great Khalid?
Yeah, I was going to say
he's huge.
He paints his face on Friday nights and is in the ring.
Is that who? What's the guy? Tater Salad. What's his name? You know when he says those bouncers that just wake up and think about bouncing. That's him right there.
They dream about bouncing.
They go home and watch Roadhouse.
Yeah.
This policeman has walked
huge.
by. I didn't do anything. I may escort myself out. I may kick myself out because he's
I bet if you do a DNA test, he's going back to Goliath. That's a big man right there.
He's a 6'5", 6'6" dude.
Let's see.
Guys, we might turn it from a football broadcast to a WWE broadcast down here.
Yeah. Okay, they're going to. I think I see the guy now. Is that the one in the jacket, the white hat?
I think you got one. But then I think you see another one that's out there in front of all of them. I think there's
he's not going to get away with just being able to walk out and leave. I think he's also going to be probably talked to by the police because they've chased him down now.
Yeah, and not only did he, you know who it was that chased him down, Barry?
Yeah, the big guy.
It was Khalid.
It was the Undertaker.
Yeah, it was. That's a big guy.
How about if I saw him coming at me, I'd just say, sir, if you'll tell me where your car is, I'll go get in the back seat.
Okay, so now we're back to the action. Finally. Okay. The police are talking to the guy in the other field, so we'll get back to that later.
Unless we need to stop play if there's a DDT in just a second.
All right, 12-yard line, Geraldine first down, probably last play of the third quarter, 5 seconds to go. Wade turns, hands off to Slageter. Slageter, nope, not this time. They're going to wrap him up the line of scrimmage, and that will wrap up the third quarter. Let's take a timeout. A lot of action here on the field and off the field. Big fourth quarter coming up. Bulldogs by 3 driving. You're listening to Geraldine Football on Power 107.5.
The Furniture Shop Lazy Boy Comfort Studio in Albertville and Henniger is offering you low prices on all Lazy Boy furniture. Their showroom is filled with spectacular selection of recliners, sofas, entire room groups, and much more. Lazy Boy is designed to fill your home with quality crafted furniture with exclusive features for feel-good comfort that's built to last. Come on in now and save at the Furniture Shop Lazy Boy Comfort Studio on Highway 431 in Albertville and Highway 75 in Henniger.
At least we're away from the action, Barry.
Welcome to the jungle. Here we go. Wow, it's been crazy here the last few minutes. The police are still talking to the fan out on the practice field. Maybe your word against mine. I'm not sure if they could do more than just talk to him and settle him down. But the big thing now is this is a big drive for Geraldine. You hated that it happened with all this on the field. It's been such a good football game that the fans have to get involved and be escorted out. But it's just a good football game. I thought they're giving a warning about profanity, and I said, well, I didn't cuss.
Well, no, and here's a good thing, Barry. I'm kind of glad that the third quarter is over because now we move to the end of the field that's closest to the school and like the gymnasium type area. It gets it away from all of the distraction that's down in the practice field area.
Yeah, Will
exactly.
Brumbo just sent me a picture of that's the guy.
That's him.
Yeah, that's him right there, Will.
So at least we're down here. We're back to playing football again.
All right, big drive 5 coming up at 2nd and 10. Geraldine, they lead by 3. Fourth quarter coming up. Big region game. The ball is on the 13-yard line. Wade out of the gun. Wade turns, takes the handoff. Going to keep right side. Got it on the shirt tail. Good tackle. They're going to bring him down a gain of a yard maybe. 3rd down and 9. Geraldine.
Barry, was that number 30?
I couldn't tell from here.
I think it was 54.
Number. You're right. You're exactly right. Coming out of that pile of massive. We don't have a number 54 on our roster, but great job. John Beck Wade fakes the underneath handoff. This time he goes off the right side of that offensive line. There was a hole in there, Barry, for him to be able to get for the south. The linebacker was able to shoot the hole, grab him by the back of the jersey, and pull him down only after about a 3-yard gain.
Collinsville needs a hold with nothing worse than a field goal. Here we go. 3rd down. Wade fakes the handoff. Going to option right side. Going to try to cut the corner. 5. He will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Geraldine.
John Beck Wade fakes the underneath handoff, and he rides the ball so long in there, Keith, that the defensive end went down the line of scrimmage to tackle. John Beck Wade pulls it out. He's still got the pitch man on his hip if he wants to pitch it. He doesn't, keeps it, and easily goes into the right corner of the end zone untouched.
He's been involved in every touchdown tonight.
Yeah, he really has. And on the not rushing, he has 12 carries, 76 yards.
Now for the point after. Important point after the kick. It is up, and it is good. We'll take a timeout. 11:08 to go. Geraldine leads 29-19. You're listening to Geraldine Football on Power 107.5.
Drake and Joanne Cook, owners of Geraldine Tire, are proud to sponsor the Geraldine Bulldogs football team. If you need an oil change, brakes, alignment, tire sensor, front-end work, AC, or light mechanic work, come to Geraldine Tire. Need tires? Through December 9th, you can get an $80 rebate on a set of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires. If you mention this ad, you get free nitrogen with any set of new tires. They also have utility vehicle, trailer, and tractor tires. Phone 256-659-4841. Follow them on Facebook, Geraldine Tire LLC.
Welcome back. Big drive for Geraldine. They needed that one so late, early fourth quarter. They lead by 10.
After forcing a Collinsville punt, Geraldine took over at their own 28-yard line. 6 plays, 72 yards later. John Beck Wade going in from 12 yards out. Extra point up and good. Geraldine extending their lead up 29-19 here in Collinsville.
How about Wade? He returned the opening kick for a touchdown, then threw a 48-yard touchdown pass. Had an 8-yard touchdown run minutes ago. Now that 10-yard run, Geraldine trailed at one point, 19-14. They've come back to score 15 unanswered points. High kick, short kick, and it's returnable. 25 to the 30. Stops, cuts to the middle, 35, 36-yard line. I bet the field is really getting wet. Some dew falling out there. It was slippery to begin with. Now it's kind of slick out there.
Well, and this time, and you can tell Geraldine doesn't want to get in like a kicking game where they kick it deep and let you get some speed. They kick it a fairly short kick. Collinsville able to come up and field it. Geraldine comes down, stays in their lanes. A little bit of a crease maybe for Collinsville to get through, but Geraldine does a good job, comes in and closes the running back. The returner makes the tackle, start at their own 37.
Collinsville got to have some points. We're down by 10, only 11:02 to go on the game. McAteer, what a game he's had at quarterback. Out of the gun, McAteer drops back to pass. Pressure's coming, throws it down the right side. Got a man there, got it. Complete 23-yard line. You couldn't have put any better coverage on it than he did. But a catch all the way to the 23-yard line.
And the Geraldine player getting up gingerly. He got turned around and kind of fell awkwardly to the ground. But, Barry, another great throw from McAteer down along the near boundary. Number 1 wide receiver in his arsenal, Gavin Lane, comes up, high points the ball with his hands, takes it away from the Geraldine defender in the air, gets both feet down. What a great play on first down for Collinsville.
As long as McAteer's on the field, Collinsville has a chance. Now you go from about the 30 to the Geraldine 23 in one play. McAteer drops back to pass. Nope, he's going to keep up the middle. Fighting to the 20, to the 19-yard line. It's going to be a short game with 10:25 to go.
Barry, did that look like a mix-up in the backfield to you? Because McAteer got it. The running back and he just kind of looked at one another like, where are you going? What are you doing? And then McAteer, just being the athlete that he is, I'll do something. And he got north and south and at least gained a half a yard.
So 2nd down and 9. It was a high snap.
Yeah.
Geraldine on top, 29-19. Collinsville trying to get back in it. They're only down by 10, but clock is running. Under 10 minutes to go, and a whistle. Ooh, Collinsville having to burn a timeout. They didn't want to do that. Let's take a timeout. 9:57 to go. Geraldine by 10. Collinsville driving. You're listening to Bulldog Football on Power 107.5.
Keelan, Colton, and John of Scrap Dogs Recycling supports the Geraldine Bulldogs. If you have any type of scrap metal to sell, including aluminum cans, bring it to Scrap Dogs Recycling, Highway 75 between Geraldine and Fife. They buy all types of scrap metal. They provide roll-off services and have 20, 30, and 40-yard containers. Keelan, Colton, and John of Scrap Dogs Recycling on Highway 75 between Geraldine and Fife appreciate your business. Go Dogs!
We're back. 9:57 to go in the game. So how about some of the other games?
Hey, how about this? Arab over Douglas, 14-7. That one in the fourth quarter of play right now. Fife beating Geraldine 41-6. And Barry, another one. What about this one? Alston over Huntsville 14-13 right now.
Gotcha.
Guntersville over Grissom 21-0.
All the scores coming up following the game. Here we go. Following the Collinsville timeout at 2nd and 9. They're on the Geraldine 21-yard line. McAteer from the gun. Looks left side. He's going to tuck it. He's going to run. 20, flags down. 15, 10 to the 9. But bring it back. There's too many flags not to be a holding call. That's a tough break. It would have been Collinsville first and goal at the 9-yard line.
Designed quarterback draw for McAteer. He drops back a couple of steps, and then he's going to find a little crease and go. But the reason why there were about 3 creases, Keith, is because the offensive line hauled down 2 of the defenders. Easy call, a lot of yellow hankies on the ground.
See how McIntyre uses his eyes, though, to make the secondary shift to the left. He pulls down, looks to the left like he's going to throw the slant, gets those guys to move, takes off to the right. You're right. Looked like the center grabbed a hold of somebody, John, but I tell you what, the McIntyre kid is impressive. If he was 6'4", he would be getting some absolute big-time looks. I know his granddad said that he was probably more of a lock for baseball, said he's a great baseball player. I tell you what, he's a heck of a football player, too.
Sure is. He's like his granddad. He played every sport. 31-yard line and a whistle before the snap.
I think we had to delay a game.
Yeah, I mean, here at Collinsville, it was like a crossbow growing up. You almost had to play every sport. You had no choice.
Well, I tell you can tell that he's just an all-around athlete. It says he's a shortstop in baseball, and you wouldn't be surprised if he didn't end up being a college baseball player.
Yeah.
Like I said, man, if he was a 6'4", 220 guy, he'd be getting looked at by everybody.
Yep.
Mary, normally I would be concerned for an offense on second and about 25, but that's just one pass for if McIntyre finds Lang or Adams, that's just one pass.
He's one of the best quarterbacks I've seen this year for sure, if not the best this year. McIntyre drops back. Pressure's coming. Screen. Got him, but he falls down. He threw it a bit in front of him. McIntyre had to throw that one as he was falling backwards. He had 2 Bulldogs about to tackle him for a big sack.
Well, design screen, McIntyre giving ground. The Geraldine Bulldogs chasing him. He dumped it over their heads, Barry, but you alluded to it. Threw it a little bit too far in front of Silas Adams. And when Silas reached out for it to get it off of his fingertips and make the catch, he kind of got overextended on his cleats. You talked about the dampness of the ground, and his feet just slipped out from under him and makes it a long 3rd down.
Let me tell you something. Watch this Collinsville team, especially next year. McIntyre, the 2 receivers, and the big Bean kid on the sideline, they're all back next year. They're good right now. Back to pass. McIntyre looks at the end zone. Nobody there. Rolls left side. Throws back. Right side. Wide open. Down the... And it's knocked away at the last moment. A touchdown saving tip by Cade Justice, who knocked the ball away at the last second.
Keith, I think he touched the ball, but I also believe that number 24, Noah Johnson, I think he touched it a little bit. It hit Noah Johnson in the hands. It just that little bit of a tip was enough where Noah couldn't pull it in. A great reactionary coverage. That was the backside safety, Barry, that was running to the left side, had to slam on the brakes and come back and just got his fingertips on it.
That was a great play. Well, I think the fact he ran in front of Johnson also kind of blocked his vision for a moment. Now it's 4th and long. They're going to go for it. McIntyre back to pass. Looks, pressure. Got him back. 48-yard line. I don't know about that. I thought he had him at the back of the helmet.
I think he had him by the back of the helmet, Keith.
Which is if I'm not mistaken, it's a face mask. Yeah,
okay.
they consider that a face mask. So he basically takes him down. 10 yard. It's been a 10-yard loss on the play, but he takes him down, sticks his fingers under the back of his helmet, which in high school football they're going to consider that a face mask. If it's personal foul, it's an automatic first down. Am I correct?
Why would that not be a penalty from where the quarterback was sacked? They're marking it off from where the line of scrimmage was.
You mark it off from the line of scrimmage because that's where the personal foul was.
So you don't count the sack then, okay?
No, you don't count the sack.
Back at midfield.
But still, you get the 15 yards.
But it's not an automatic.
But it's not an automatic first down, so you're going to have 4th down and long right here.
4th and 8. They mark it off with a face mask to the 21-yard line. So now 4th and 9 for Collinsville from the 21-yard line. McAteer again drops back. Pressure's coming. Rolls. They got him this time. 31-yard line this time with a jersey. No penalty. Geraldine takes over on downs.
Guys, it was the same player that got him last time. The defensive end on the far side able to defeat the offensive tackle, gets upfield, makes the sack, but it was a penalty. This time, same play, same result. This time he takes him down for back-to-back sacks. No penalty on the play. That is a huge job by the defense of Geraldine to get out of here, still preserving that 10-point lead.
That was a huge defensive play, Keith. And give the secondary credit again because they kept everybody covered. McAteer trying to scramble, give them time to get open. By that time, Geraldine sacked him.
Yeah, and they're running 2 high safeties right there. Just nowhere to go with the football. Credit, hey, Geraldine, when you have to have the play, they go and get it done.
Now can they wrap it up? 7:52 left. Wade hands off. Up the middle, Slageter to the 34, 35-yard line, 36. It's going to be a gain of about 5. Looking at this Geraldine team, they're very good. Picture them with Jordan Langford, who was hurt beginning of the year. This would be a team that I'd say you've got to watch all the way down to the championship game.
Yeah, I would think so. And Barry, right now, not to take anything away from that previous play, but the right side of that Geraldine offensive line able to get Collinsville on skates, push them back a little bit. Good 6-yard gain. And Keith, you don't think Coach Davis will take about 10 of those 6-yard gains and eat the rest of this clock up and try to score?
2nd down and 4 from the 36-yard line. Clock down to 7:09 left. Fakes the handoff. Wade keeps himself. They're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage, give him a yard. So it's 3rd and 3. Collinsville, to have a chance, really, they've got to stop them on 3rd and short and get the ball back.
Hey, I want to
using too much clock.
I want to give a shout-out right there to number 21, Colton Pettis. He's a sophomore. He's playing for some of those injured linebackers. Did a great job of able to come upfield, get in the spot where he needed to be and make the tackle. And, guys, looks like McAteer coming on. He's holding his shoulder as he came up to be a part of that play. He's kind of shaking off some cobwebs here, Barry.
He was part of that tackle. You're right. His left arm, he got a little stinger. Kind of hanging it to his side as he walks off. So it's 3rd and 3, Geraldine. The gift, the Slageter, catching around 40, 45, 47, 49-yard line. To be as tall and skinny as he is strong.
And Keith, that time, Collinsville actually played that ball very well. They had it where it was supposed to go wide, and they were able to shut that down. There was nowhere for Slageter to go. He slams on the brakes, goes back door, and when he goes back door, is able to break some arm tackles and get the first down.
Talking about a young man that's not afraid to lower his shoulder. He will go make contact, find contact, loves it. And a young man that they've really leaned on right here in the second half.
Geraldine leads 29-19 with the ball. 5:49 to go in the game. They're on their own 49-yard line. Driving. Another set of downs. Hands off to Wade. Wade in the backfield now to the running back. He'll fight to the 45-yard line. A gain of 6. 2nd and 4. Franklin came in to take the snap. Handed off to Wade. Gain of 6.
Talked about where they want to get very positive yards and a positive onset of the next drive on 1st down. Talked about how that left side of that Geraldine offensive line has been powerful the entire game. This time, handoff to John Beck. Wade gets in behind the left side of that offensive line. Easy 6 yards for Geraldine. And if they can do this, Barry, there's nothing Collinsville can stop the clock.
Well, the Panther defense are looking a little bit tired. Hands on the hips. 2nd and 4. Got to stop them on this drive. 5 minutes to go in the game. Wade, hands off, up the middle. They're going to stand him up right past the line of scrimmage. Was that a new back in the game? I don't think that was Slageter. on the carry that time. A gain of 3, whoever it was.
I
couldn't say who that was.
Number 0?
Yeah, Gabriel Garcia.
Yeah.
So the big tight end moved over to running back and picks up 3. It's 3rd down and 2.
I asked Coach if Gabriel Garcia was kin to Mean Joe Garcia.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
No, he said, another set of family of Garcias. We have plenty of Garcias.
They're built just alike, though.
Yeah,
Two big guys. We called Mean Joe's name for about 4 years.
Gabriel stays in the backfield. 3rd down and 2 and a whistle. Geraldine about to get penalized, calls a timeout. We'll take a timeout. 4:22 left. Geraldine leads by 10 with the ball. You're listening to Geraldine Football on Power 107.5.
Friday nights in the fall are special nights in our communities. It's when everyone comes together to cheer for our football teams, bands, and cheerleaders. This is DeKalb County Sheriff Nick Weldon. As you enjoy this football Friday night, I would like for you to think about the young people who are making decisions right now that could put their future at risk. Drugs are destroying the lives of our youth. Help us stop drug activity by reporting it to the DeKalb County Sheriff's Office. Call us at 845-3801.
Welcome back to Collinsville. 4:22 left, 29-19 Geraldine lead. This has been a good football game. Collinsville came out, took the opening kick in the second half, drove down the field and went on top, went up 14-12. Then Geraldine, that just made them mad. They came back and scored a couple of quick touchdowns. Now they lead 29-19.
Yeah, Collinsville came out of the halftime locker room and got the initial kickoff, took the lead 19-14, Barry, and then it's been all Geraldine ever since then. Looked like Coach Davis may have what do you call a counseling session over there, motivational talk.
3rd down and 2, the snap to Wade, flag coming in, breaks the tackle, 35-30 to the 23-yard line. I'm not sure if there's going to be a holding call. It's right in the middle where the big pile was, but somebody may have grabbed his face mask as he went by. I couldn't tell if it's a face mask. It's either that on Collinsville or holding on Geraldine.
Now they're bringing it back this way. Look like one of the interior linemen. Collinsville, I believe they had a blitz going on, or one of their defenders was able to beat his initial contact. And I saw the offensive lineman was trying to help his buddy, Barry, and when he did, he reached out, grabbed a handful of jersey. Easy for the white hat to make the call, throwing the yellow hanky on the ground.
We have sent Keith down to the sideline. Keith, can you hear us down there?
I can hear you good. Can you hear me?
Sounds good.
All right, here we go.
All right. Is the field wet where you're at?
It's wet and cold down here, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm not griping about it. I hadn't been cold in about 10 months or whatever it's been. But, the field, there's a lot of dew on the field, so it is slippery down here.
That was a penalty against Geraldine, so they'll back it up to the Geraldine 49-yard line. So now it's 3rd down and 10. For Collinsville to have a chance, Sean, they got to stop them on this drive and get the ball back. We know they can successfully attempt an onside kick. They've already recovered one in the game. The snap to Wade. Wade mix up in the backfield, going down. Got him, 44-yard line. Somebody was supposed to stay in the backfield for him to hand it off to. There's nobody there, and they sack him. Now Collinsville calls a timeout, so they're going to get the ball back. And with a chance with McAteer on the field, they've got a chance no matter where the ball is on the field.
Well, like you said, and they want to preserve as much time. 3:39 here to go in the ball game, down by 10. Coach Willingham here along the near side calls the timeout, realizes that he's got 2 more here in the half. And Barry, 3:39 with 3 timeouts. That is a lot of time for a very explosive offense, especially when you got Geraldine at about 4th and 15. You would perceive that Geraldine would punt this football away with the 10-point lead, knowing that Collinsville has to score twice. And so Coach Willingham wants to give his team as much time as they can. And Barry, I'm going to be honest with you, as explosive as they've been since about the latter part of the first quarter and through the second and third quarter, I don't blame Coach Willingham at all. Call the timeout and leave my offense out there on the field.
Yeah, they still have 2 timeouts left. Now, when you have a Gavin Lang and a Silas Adams at wide receiver, their speed and McAteer's arm, they can strike from anywhere on the field. So Collinsville about to get the ball back. Geraldine, 4th and 14, is going to punt it away with 3:39 to go in the game. Geraldine leads by 10, about to give it back to Collinsville. The snap, good kick, high kick, good kick. And he dropped the ball. It is loose. I think Geraldine has it.
He does, and I don't think you're going to call kick-catch interference because he touched the ball, and as soon as he touched it, he got hit by a Geraldine player. And Barry, he may be hurt, and they're rushing the trainer out there on the field. He's not moving, and when he caught that ball, I mean, it was one of those where his momentum was pushing him forward to catch the ball, and he ran full tilt into the Geraldine defender coming downfield that jarred the ball loose. Geraldine got it, and I think this guy might be trying to figure out what zip code he's in right now.
Good to see him move now. It is Gavin Lang. And, Keith, you were there. The ball was punted kind of short. He came up to field it. I think it just bounced off his hands, and Geraldine was right there.
Yeah, and I missed the actual hit. Looks like it's probably his bell's wrong.
He kind of was diving for the ball. He kind of dove into the legs of a Geraldine player who was coming down full speed. So he may have got it maybe around the neck area, but he's coming off under his own power now. He looks like he's okay, but just a little bit wobbly. But you hate that because now that's pretty much – it's going to take a miracle now for Collinsville. They have one timeout left, and Geraldine takes over on the fumble on the 25-yard line.
One thing we talked about before halftime, guys, was Geraldine just not able to stay on the field on offense.
Yeah.
And they've really been able to do that in the second half. That's something that they've done is they've turned this thing around with their offensive line. They've really taken control of the ball game, running the football, and that's been the biggest difference the first and second half.
Exactly. Ball control, keeping the ball out of the hands of McAteer. So Geraldine takes over with a 10-point lead. I'm not sure why the clock's running. 3:19, it's running now. They haven't even taken the snap after I think Collinsville just noticed, why is the clock running? It's still running. The snap, hands off on, the flag's down, but the clock run off about 15 seconds on that for some reason.
Got a motion penalty on Geraldine. Yeah, that's odd, Barry, because we had the punt that was then touched by Collinsville.
Right.
In the lick, the ball comes loose, so it's a muffed punt. Geraldine has it. So there is I'm wondering if they're saying that, I mean, it had to be a muff punt, which meant there was Collinsville momentary possession, and then Geraldine got the ball back.
I'm not sure.
So it seems as if they would have stopped the clock until the first, and right now they're not running the clock. So, I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
No, but anyway, the penalty against Geraldine is 1st and 15 as they mark it off 5 yards. The snap to Wade. Wade dancing around, trying to find some room. Nothing there. Goes straight up the middle to the 27-yard line. Gains 3, so it's going to be second down and long, and Collinsville has one timeout left, and they're not going to use it yet.
Yeah, Geraldine just happy to run the football, Barry.
Yeah.
They got a big lead, and then Collinsville stormed back, got the momentum here of the crowds here along the near boundary behind them, took the lead early in the third. Good teams do what good teams do. They put back-to-back offensive drives together of 79 and 72 yards to recapture the lead at 29-19. And now Coach Davis just wants to get behind that big hog molly of an offensive line and eat the rest of the clock.
Second down and 12. Hands off. Slagater hitting the backfield. That was an ugly tackle. Kind of went around the legs in the knee area. Going to bring him down. It's going to be a loss of 2. Now, if Collinsville loses this one, John, it's going to make it tough for them to have a home playoff game. They will fall to 3-2. To 2-2 in the region. And Geraldine goes to 4-0. 5 will be 4-0. And Geraldine will play 5 later this year. So for them to have a chance, Geraldine's almost got to lose to either Wattsburg Christian or Brindley Mountain. I don't see it happening to Brindley Mountain.
Well, and not on paper. Anything can happen any Friday night, but not on paper. You think if Geraldine escapes this game, then they're going to have a couple of easy weeks.
So it's going to make it tough for Collinsville. They can make the playoffs, but to play at home is going to be tough. Option play, pitch back right side Franklin, cuts to the sideline. That's a good runner right there inside the 15-yard line. Keith, makes you think of last couple of years ago when Geraldine would go from Jackson Colvin to Carlos Mann. Geraldine's got 2 good running quarterbacks there.
Yeah, they do. You're talking about a wealth of athleticism and just tough football players and just guys that they can move around, Swiss Army knives that Coach Davis can use all over the place. Any one of those guys can line up at receiver, running back, quarterback, able to move them around. It's hard for the defense to kind of find out where those guys are and you know, how to play defense against an offense that can move guys around that much.
That was a Franklin kid on that carry who's also a quarterback. Good run, first down Geraldine with a minute to go as they'll wrap this up. They give to Slagater, stops, slides down as he tries to cut back to the middle to the 8-yard line, and it's going to be a short game, but maybe one more snap, and this game is over.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Coach Davis doesn't take a knee. He's got a couple of players that are getting up gingerly because I think they're getting up gingerly because the ground's got a lot of dew on it, and they're just slipping and sliding all over the place. Slider is now, his feet shot out from underneath him, and and right now they're lining up to come shake hands, so I think it's going to be a kneel, and let's get out of here with safety and a 10-point win.
Yep.
John, I think the Slim Reaper got hit in the Slagingers right there on that one.
I think you're right. So a knee, and Geraldine will win this one 29-19. Big region win. But, hey, give Collinsville so much credit. They come into the game with 6 starters not dressed, some key players, and some of those starters are out for the season.
And, Barry, not only that, but these guys got down early. They could have gone into their turtle shell and say it's our injuries, but they battled back. 19 unanswered points to take a 19-14 lead over Geraldine. Coach Davis called a motivational timeout, I like to say it, challenged his offensive line, and as I said a few moments ago, good teams do what good teams do, and when they needed to, they got behind the offensive line, they got behind the running of Swagander and Wade, and go 79 yards and 72 yards on back-to-back drives to go from a 19-14 deficit to a 29-19 victory here on the road. Might not have been pretty, but sometimes, Barry, you take the victories on the road, you get on the bus, you go home, and now you've got a couple of games, and once again, we're not disparaging Brindley Mountain or Whitesburg Christian. We're just talking about on paper, you would think Geraldine would be favored. If they're able to get through those 2 games, what a matchup between this team and 5 here in about 3 weeks.
And then for Collinsville, they've got Sylvania next week. On paper, staying, if they can stay this healthy, they have a good chance against Sylvania. Then they'll get Brindley Mountain, which they could win that one. Holly Pond and Collinsville in week 9 may be key on seeing whether you're a number 3 or a number 4 seed for the playoffs.
No doubt about it. And when you look, I was trying to see what the Sylvania score was, and I'm just not seeing it on my score app right this minute. But a few moments ago, I mean, it was pretty well. Sylvania wasn't winning that game is what I'm getting at. So once again, you got to like the fact that if Collinsville now can win out, even at 2-2, you would think if they can win out that they're going to end up being able to get into the playoffs. They'll just have to go on the road in the first round.
Keith, are you okay? We've no doubt that.
Yeah, other than I'm about to freeze to death down here. I should have brought a jacket. I'm trying to do some math down here, guys. I'm trying to do Chris's job at I'm just terrible at it. And
I'll let that Philly cheesesteak get backed up on you.
No. Well, we'll talk about that later. No, but getting some numbers on Mason McAteer right now for the game, I've got him at 24 for 30, 2 touchdowns through the air for 310 yards, 45 on the ground for a touchdown. Young man's a ball player, guys. If he, like I said, if he was a little bit bigger, he'd be getting recruited all over the place to play football at the next level.
Hey, the big thing on that too, Keith, was a lot of that came in the first half.
It did. Geraldine able to really take control of the offensive, the line of scrimmage in the second half.
That was the key to the game.
Yeah, they imposed their will. And then, you got John Beck Wade really got involved in the running game in the second half. He ended up 16 carries, 83 yards, 2 touchdowns on the ground. He had 1 passing touchdown and a special teams touchdown. Account for 4 touchdowns tonight, guys. He's a tough young man, great football player.
Looking at the middle of the field, Keith, this is what it's all about in these 1A, 2A, 3A games. They've been out there, they've been pushing, shoving, fighting for full quarters, and now, John, game's over. They all gather together, coaches, cheerleaders, players, and they're all gathered together for a prayer before the game, before they leave for the night.
And these are 2 very proud communities, and these kids, I mean, Barry, you grew up in Collinsville and all of this area in DeKalb County, and at the end of the night, we go to church with one another. Our parents work with one another. And so even though the game's over with and we fought hard for 48 minutes, game's over with. Y'all bested us this time, and we'll see you at Grandma's for breakfast in the morning.
See if Keith can grab Coach Davis here for a second. A big win for Geraldine. John, they had to have this win to have any chance at all of being a number 1 or 2 seed and getting home field in the playoffs. Losing this one, you probably would have to travel in the playoffs. Now, like you said, it may come down to the Geraldine 5 game coming up in week 9, and I just wish it was on a Thursday so we could do that game too.
Yeah, I think Geraldine tonight going down in the third quarter and then battling back to be able to get this victory on the road. And Barry, if you've never played football, any victory that you get on the road is a great victory. I don't care if it's 21-0, or 21-20. I don't care if it's 3-0 or whatever.
Yep.
Anytime you can get a win on the road, and especially against a proud program like Collinsville, they're gonna, you're gonna come in here and get in a fight. And Geraldine got in that fight tonight, and now they're gonna line up and respect their opponents by standing at their alma mater.
All right, Keith, you got Coach Davis.
Yeah, Coach Davis, thank you for the time tonight. You're talking about a tough ball game. Both sides playing really good and getting after it. Tough, gritty football teams, both sides. Looked like you were able to kind of, control the ball, the line of scrimmage in the second half especially, able to eat the clock up and able to run the ball a little better in the second half.
Yes, first off, hats off to Collinsville. And given the circumstances of, being in a small school and all the injuries we both dealt with, they came out and battled. Their kids were ready. Their coaching staff did an excellent job preparing their kids for a really good game. And first half they came out, and had a really good first half, got an onside kick there and had the momentum going into halftime. And, second half we came out, we made some adjustments. And kids came out and executed. We settled down after that second half touchdown by them, and the kids came out and executed. We got some things corrected up front on the offensive line and, finished the second half. That's what I'm most proud of more than anything.
Yeah, y'all really put the hammer down the second half, running the football. Wade kind of took over, able to run it. I think I had him at 83 yards. It counted for 4 touchdowns. It was a big game for him. But I thought your offensive line really played well in the second half.
They did, and they battle. We had Eli Mitchell in particular came back from injury this week, and he's wanting to do anything that it takes, to allow the team to win, and they're all like that. Our offensive line they work extremely hard and they have selfless mindset, and super proud of those guys. Whenever they're executing at a high level, we usually do pretty well.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. Congratulations. Good win tonight.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Keith. We'll see you in the press box. And another classy move is look behind you, Keith. You got the Geraldine players, cheerleaders, fans playing for them. Then you get behind them, you got Collinsville lined up, showing respect, listening to the Geraldine band.
Well, and that's what it's all about. It reminds me, if you've ever watched the Army-Navy game, whenever the losing team gets their alma mater played first and the other team stands at attention, and then they switch it up. And Geraldine stood at attention while Collinsville had their alma mater, and then Collinsville returns the favor. 2 classy programs, 2 classy coaches. I wouldn't expect anything less than what we saw tonight. And Coach Davis made a really good point in terms of, we knew that Collinsville coming into this game was decimated by injury. They played hard. They played gutsy. Coaching staff had a great game plan, had some gutsy calls that they made on some different things, enough to get the lead. But then, once again, Geraldine is, I think when you look at them on paper, a little bit better football team. I think it might have been a different outcome with those other ones. But nonetheless, Geraldine on the road, 29-19. You go home, take a shower, break down film for next week, even though you've got, and Geraldine's got Brindley Mountain at Geraldine. But I'm sure Coach Davis will tell his team we don't look at anybody on paper, and they'll get ready to go to practice on Monday.
All right, that's all for us. Chris Jenkins, we missed you. I know he's listening up in the Smokies. We'll see you next week. Next week, we're back in Albertville. It's homecoming, and we'll see if the Aggies can put together a different streak. How about 2 wins in a row?
Well, and not only that, but, man, gosh, Barry, it's been a long time since we've had a win at home. The last win that we had was, I think it was Boaz at Boaz, and then we beat Grissom at Grissom. Love for all of the Aggie faithful to come out because it should be a great homecoming. We've had 2 weeks to get ready for Huntsville. Huntsville playing Austin tonight. At last check, Austin was beating Huntsville, and you kind of like that because you get a few days to prepare. You get a few days of fall break to rest and recharge, come back, and Huntsville doesn't get that luxury having to prepare for Austin this week and then prepare for us. I like our chances coming out there at homecoming, Barry.
Yeah, high school scoreboard is next. Thank you again to Collinsville for allowing us to come down and Geraldine allowing us to carry the game. Geraldine wins the game again, 29-19. So until next week, for Keith Ball, John Gladden, and Barry Galloway, and have a good weekend, everybody.